You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey, folks. Welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast, Thursday night live call-in show. There you go. Oh, yeah. It is Thursday night. We are done with work.
Whew, thanks.
Dice Tower East is past us.
Yes, it has. Just recovered. I told you I usually recover, bounce back like in a day, 24 hours. This time it took me 3 days. I'm getting older.
We did immediately go game another night.
Yeah.
You've gained several times since then, so it's not like you...
Yes, I've gamed every night since then, actually. Yes, I've played games every night since, so yeah.
Dan and I were wondering if some of you guys have actual families or they're just rented because...
No,
they're
just
for 5 days straight and then still game again and
in the wind. Yeah,
It's just that age group.
Yeah.
I'm Carlos, one of your hosts.
I'm Rob.
I'm Wayne.
And we're the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about
How we game.
Thursday nights. It's all about how you game, because on Thursday nights we bust out the phone and open up the phone lines to talk to you about how you've been gaming. Dice Tower East has just ended. We are excited. I'm excited to hear about. Is someone toking? Is that what?
What?
Oh my!
I don't know if he means
that was a
talking.
slurp. That was a slurp.
Yeah.
Oh, Dak.
Oh, slurp. Oh, the beer.
Yeah, he was thinking some kind of a
Sound like a bomb or something?
yes, water-based vessel.
Well, he thought he could have been talking too because I'm using a headset tonight instead of my normal mic because I couldn't get it to work for some reason. So we're having some
We're asking for your assistance, folks, with the audio piece. Please
Hopefully.
let us know.
Yeah.
How's our audio?
Yeah.
Sure, says Odak. He was talking about talking. Sure.
Token.
Sure.
Yeah. So I guess we found out last week. The week before, we were a little loud. So if we're sound super loud, let us know. If we're super quiet, let us know. Otherwise, somebody just give us a thumbs up along the way, and we'll know we're good. So
Yeah.
And this
I
is
also
what
didn't upload that podcast as an audio episode.
Okay,
Not
cool.
only was the audio poor, but we also had those prank callers that were dropping the foul language.
Yep.
So for that reason, I didn't drop that podcast as an audio podcast.
Okay.
So I'm hoping tonight we get the audio levels right. If y'all can chime in there, James, I know you can hear something because you're commenting on it. Let us know how our audio is. Is it too loud? How are we doing here?
Sweet.
All right, gentlemen, you're back from Dice Tower. Catch me up. I did not do Dice Tower. We had family in town this year. We did our family vacation earlier in the year in anticipation of having family in town. So I hosted the Dice Tower Cant. Y'all went to the Dice Tower Con, where I took one phone call from Ron Frazier last week, and we chatted games.
We tried to call, but it was too late. You'd already ended it, so we were like,
Yes.
"Oh, let's call it."
We all realized about 10:30, like, oh, tonight's Thursday.
We
should
better
probably
call in.
into the show.
And then Nick pulled out his phone, tried to call, and you were already off the air. So
I think I was already in bed.
Oh, were you really? Oh, wow. Yeah, you had a short night that night. That's fine. So we saved it all for tonight. But
Thanks, Janella, saying our audio sounds good. So appreciate that.
thanks for Janella. Awesome. So
And thank you for the comment on the YouTube channel. She commented in our YouTube channel on Nick Obin's review of I can't even remember the game anymore. But he did a review on our channel, and she commented on it. So thank you, Janella, for that comment. Your comments do help. Comments do help.
yeah, awesome. Anyway, so when you got to Dice Tower on Wednesday,
Tuesday night.
right? Tuesday night. Oh, Tuesday night.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Right. That's right. You were there. I know I drove up. I rode up with Jim after work. So I got up there Tuesday night, and I knew we were going to play something Tuesday night, but we can go back and forth day by day. But Tuesday night, I hung out with Jim, and I stayed with Jim and Dan, that guy, in their Airbnb. So they stayed at an Airbnb just like maybe a mile down the road. It wasn't that far. But first couple of nights before my family got there, I saved a little money by staying with them and splitting that. So anyway, long story short, we kind of knew we had a couple games on the slate. We did not get to Tyrants of the Underdark that night, although did play that later in the con. But we got a chance to break out and actually punch and open Dan's copy of Dark Quarter. the new Destiny's system game that's based in Louisiana.
Oh,
in
yeah, I
New
remember that
Orleans.
one.
Yeah, in New Orleans.
I remember when they were hyping that up and it was being produced.
Yeah, it was good. Jim isn't normally as much for that kind of game, although, I mean, Jim can speak for himself. He's in the chat or he can call us, but Jim is definitely a heavy Euro gamer, and so I was a little surprised that he was interested in playing it. He was definitely wanting to try it, and then when we played it, he actually ended up with a copy of it at the end of the con. So he bought a copy, but we played my guess is we played probably about 2/3 of the way through the first scenario, and it was really good. It's definitely adult. It's definitely different than the Destinies that I've been playing with my kids, which is completely family friendly. This one is language. This one is murder. This one's vampires walking around in the streets.
I mean, Dark Quarter.
Yeah, it's
it
Dark
wouldn't
Quarter.
be Dark
Yeah.
Quarter if it wasn't dark.
Yeah. And it's heavily, for those who don't know, the Destiny system is heavily app driven. So you're doing a lot of stuff in the app. It remembers things. You're rolling some dice to do tests to try to pass things. This one is cooperative. So the original Destinies is competitive, but this one's cooperative. You're all working together. There's, I believe, 4 scenarios in the base box. Dan also has, I think it's 2 expansions that have 4 scenarios each. And you're playing through. The first one is you're trying to solve a murder, basically, and it's got all the voodoo and New Orleans, again, 1980s feel and vibe. But like I say, very dark, very good. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but we played a good probably 2 to 3 hours of it, and the first scenario, which is usually the kind of the learning scenario, and it was good. We all 3 were looking for opportunities to play it after that, but once we kind of got caught up in the con and all the new games and being over at Dice Tower, it fell by the wayside. But we've all touched base since the con and said we want to play it again. So the cool thing about this one, last thing, and then I'll turn it over to Wayne for his Tuesday, was this game. The original is done by, is it Lucky Duck? Yeah, it's Lucky Duck Games. They created this quote-unquote Destiny system, which is the gaming system you're using to do tests and roll dice and stuff. But they teamed up with Van Ryder Games, who do the books.
Oh, yes.
And they did the story for this one. And so
That's why it's so good.
It shows, yeah. They just focused just on the story, and then Lucky Duck brought the game system. So I'd say this one's excellent if you like theme, you like dark, gritty, you like cooperative, murder mystery kind of stuff. This one's got it all. So high recommendation for me.
Got a question in the chat for you, Robert.
Yes.
Question from our man Pablo.
Oh, hey, Pablo.
Pablo Jackie Robinson, as I call him.
There you go. Yep.
Pablo 42.
Yep.
Do you agree with the best at 2 from BGG? I was going to get Destiny for my 3-player game night, but wanted it to be competitive.
Yes.
Now, you're a Destiny's guy, so can you help Pablo out?
You get the same story regardless of the number of players, so you're not going to lose anything in story and theme. The reason probably people prefer it at 2 is because of the length. Those scenarios can go 3+ hours, but if you enjoy the story and you don't mind it, I think it's better at 3 because, as you mentioned, the competitive aspect, I'd rather throw a third person in there. Me and my 2 older kids played it. I don't know that I would add a fourth. A fourth would probably add another hour to the game, I would think.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's...
That's a big leap.
Yeah, there's definitely a scaling there, and there's decisions to be made, and there's competing to get to places and to get things, and so I would think at 4 that it would be even more. So I've only played it at 3. I can see why 2 would be appealing just for the playtime, but I would recommend 3, actually, I think. So 3 was good.
Thank you, Pablo, for the question. You folks at home, do like Pablo does. If you got a question, throw it in the chat. We'll gladly answer it. You can always email us at beansanddice@gmail.com. We'll answer questions from there. Or you can just comment in the chat. We will throw those answers up.
Yep. And my only other highlight from Tuesday night was me and Jim sleeping in bunk beds. I had to climb up on the top bunk in the Airbnb. Jim got the lower bunk, and we were both a little surprised to show up and find bunk beds as our accommodations.
I remember when we went to Escape WinterCon 2019. 2019 or 2020? One of those 2 years. and they had the room that we got for the family had bunk beds. So Rob did take a bunk, and I think I gave you the lower bunk because you were old.
Probably, yeah. Climbing down off the top was a thing.
I think one of my boys that was with us took the top bunk. So, but that was like a specific family suite.
Sure, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, this one we did not expect. Dan had booked it. He stayed in this place for 3 or 4 years now, so he knew the whole system there. And then, like I say, he got there first. He got there earlier on Tuesday. So for the first couple of days, he took the big bedroom, and it's kind of the hallway as you come in. The front hallway, there's a little cutout, and there's bunk beds in the little cutout. So it's like you're in the hallway of the.
Hey man, you can cram in more people and save money.
Yeah, it's a condo, and I didn't mention that. So it's a condo. So it's a little place, but awesome view. We watched the fireworks from the 11th floor balcony, and we could see fireworks from the front side of it. It was from 6 different places, including Epcot and Magic Kingdom. And then afterwards, we went out back. There's a big man-made lake off the back, and we could see fireworks in 5 more different locations from there. So we saw 11 different fireworks displays from where we were at. So it was really cool. Yeah.
Well, Pablo says thank you. Cool.
Yeah,
he says one day he'll call in. But he's busy stuffing his face with some Chipotle at the moment.
Okay, that's all right. Yeah,
making us jealous.
Saying the Dark Quarter was good, and one of my favorite themes. So apparently, Jim likes murder and
gritty New Orleans. Yeah, he really liked the New Orleans. He's familiar with New Orleans and all that, and the voodoo vibe and all that.
I still remember when we went to New Orleans together for when we stopped and stayed there in the French Quarter.
Yep.
Before we went to Sobo, Southern Board Game Fest.
Mm-hmm.
Festival,
I think, yeah.
And my mom called me and was like, she's like, pray over your room.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? My mom called. She's all like, you need to pray over the room. There's spirits out there, the voodoo
thing.
And Rob's like, we're going to go find a voodoo store.
Yep, my daughter, that was her big thing. Find me something voodoo. So anyway, great time, and we will do that again. I talked to Mitchell about that because Mitchell was there, but we'll get into that in just a minute. But
that was Dark Quarter on Tuesday night for Rob.
That was my Tuesday night. So did you get some games in?
Just playing Can't Stop while we watching soccer because there was some soccer matches that night. So
that's right, with soccer on. Yeah, good choice. Can't Stop and soccer. Can't Stop is great. Oh, you're wiping the call board there, getting it primed for the first callers.
I think
let me remind the folks at home.
My family. You typically that first night. I ended up getting there a little late because actually traffic getting out of Tampa was crazy.
It was. There was fatality.
Yeah, on 75. Yeah. So we got there, got set up. Unpack. Unfortunately, my wife has to work, so I had to set up. We set up a whole computer system for her in the room so she could do a couple days of work there because. Unlike me, she wasn't off for the first few days of the con. But then I think going into Wednesday is really. I got up first thing. I knew my kid was going to sleep in, and my wife had to work, so I immediately ran down to the con the moment it opened, and ran right for Star Wars Battle for Hoth.
Yes, and, that was.
And there was already 2 people playing it. So I said, do you mind if I sit and watch? And they're like, sure. So I sat and watched, and it went quick. And then the moment they got up, I moved over and started texting Rob, like, hurry up, get down here.
Game's available.
Game's available. Let's go.
It was in the hot games section, so they've got games laid out there. There was a lot this year. Usually it's like 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, it was like 30 or 40 games set up there in the hot.
Yeah, I was gonna say 20 at least. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had all the demos from companies, and like All Play had a bunch of demos for all their games and stuff. So there was a lot of games in that area. So that was like the first game of the con because the con officially started. And so Rob and I got to play Star Wars Battle for Hoth, and Carlos, you will not be disappointed. It's good. It's a re-implementation of Memoir 44, but
it's Richard Borg.
Yeah, it has some good rules. What's interesting is there's clearly a book to set up the scenarios, and they didn't leave that book in the box. They kind of took that away, and they just had the one scenario printed that they wanted you to play and set back up. But they did leave in there that there's 2 campaign books, and each campaign has like 10 or 15 different missions in the campaign book, and then it uses setup from the map setup. So it became an instant buy for me because it's 2 players, and it has a campaign that you can play back and forth, and it was good. I think that most of us, got and played. I know you played it with Jim, I think later on, and then I know I played it a few other times. It was good, and it was the first few times I saw either played it myself. The good guys won, the Rebels, but then finally saw the Empire win one.
Oh, did you?
Mostly, yeah. Because didn't Jim beat you? when he ran away?
Listen, it's not a running away, okay?
No.
It is a tactical redeployment,
Sure.
all right?
No, I ended up beating him. Yeah, he didn't
Oh,
take
you
down
did. You
either.
ended up winning. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't take down.
But we
either
did
one.
all spend a good amount of time blaming, saying that Jim was pulling a Carlos and running away.
Oh yeah, he ran. He got down to one figure and then ran. Got down to one figure. And ran.
I've got the Memoir 44 Bible over
How to
there.
play
It's a 350-page book on how to play Memoir 44.
Yep.
That is a valid tactic.
Run and hide. Run and hide.
Sure. Run away.
But yeah, all
But no, it
five.
was really good. The rules for the speeders and the AT-ATs were really good. Yeah.
Yeah, all 5 games I saw, the Rebels won, but again, that'll change as you go through the scenarios. Some of the scenarios in Memoir they acknowledged were slated one way or the other, but they say the right way to do it. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, Wayne. In Memoir, they tell you to play each side. So when you do a session, one of you plays one side, and then after that game you flip, and then you see
how many medals you earn total.
Right, compare how you did versus the
and
other.
Actually, in this picture is the scenario they had set up, and basically the Empire has to destroy the shield generator, and there's 2 of them, one on each side.
Yep.
And then the Rebels have to just get the 5 or 6
5 medals.
5 medals, and so it was good. But the speeders were really powerful. Like it was good. The way the rule system, it was straight up Memoir 44, but with the Star Wars theme, is pretty awesome. And the figures were really nice too. So.
Yeah, I think this will be a buy for me. I'm picky about my buys, especially these days. But Carlos has a few copies on the way, so if they're not all spoken for, I may have to pick up one of those. And I don't own Memoir, so that's a big thing.
Make sure you reach out to Michael Fortino at Armada Games. He can get it pre-ordered for you.
Yeah.
I pre-ordered 3 copies because I want one to play with, one to put away, right? Because you never know if it's coming back or not. And then I'm going to give one to my son's girlfriend's family. Like we usually give him a board game at Christmas. And Dad is a Star Wars fan, kind of grew up with Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
So my thought is that'll put a copy at their house. So when we go there for birthday parties or events, I know you got a copy because I gave it to you. Let's go.
Yeah, I
was
think
the MSRP?
it's 59.
I have no idea.
$9. It's not.
I have no idea. I just said 3 copies.
Just said, give me 3.
Yeah, I'll figure it out later.
Okay. Yeah, got it.
It's not super pricey. I think it was like $60 or in that range.
Yeah, I don't own Memoir. If I did, it would probably be a little bit harder a decision. But I mean, come on, Star Wars.
I don't think it was a decision at all.
Yeah.
There was no decision to make.
Yeah,
it's a must.
I don't own Memoir, and it was like 95% a must once just hearing of this. But then sitting down and playing it within 5 minutes, I was like, "Yep, this is a buy."
Richard Borg's name is still on the box for this copy. So Richard Borg, friend of the show.
Oh yeah.
He's
met him several times. Yeah.
Glad to see that his design is still being tweaked into different themes, and that's what I love about his system. You can jump from any theming that you want to do. From samurais to Revolutionary War to now Star Wars, all in the same theme.
And fantasy, all the way back to the original, Battlelore.
Yeah, was it BG Potato in our chat talked about don't make another Battlelore game. Give me another faction for Battlelore 2nd Edition.
Yeah, not another. I sold my Battlelore 2nd Edition.
That's a great game.
It is a good game. Yeah.
But like you, Rob, I don't own Memoir, so it's kind of a must buy. So we really enjoyed that. Carlos, you're not going to be disappointed. It's a great sized box, great presentation.
Yep.
And then I think from there, we all just jumped right over to Core of Discovery. Was that the next one we played?
I think so, yeah.
'Cause Mitchell had shown up by that point.
Right.
And so...
this is the one that's the core, like CORP.
Yep. I liked it
Hey.
more than I think the rest of you did. But
it was okay.
I came in with fairly high expectations because I'd seen the reviews of it on Dice Tower. They give it all 8s and 9s, I think, and I like it. It's cooperative. I mean, Wayne, you can jump in and explain it. It's cooperative, kind of puzzle solving, deduction.
Yeah, it's sort of like we're all members of the Lewis and Clark kind of expedition, and you're discovering. But then there is a supernatural aspect to it. You have the Yetis or werewolves or other various Minotaur like supernatural things, and it's kind of like the old Microsoft Minesweeper, where you have this grid and there's certain rules of there's no rocks in this row. There's only one rock per row or column, or there's only one water per whatever. Water can be next to whatever, and so as you're expanding out and exploring, as you're flipping over tiles, you're kind of just sort of figuring out by default what could be around it, and you have to find like 3 camps. Once you find the 3 camps, then you can defeat the bad guys. But then each round there are cards that come up that you either fulfill or fail, and that either hurts or helps you. And if at any point you run out of water or run out of food, you kind of you fail the mission. Um, you know, it was interesting, and certainly I
Yeah.
think the replayability is there because you can just slide in and out
It's a bunch of different maps.
bunch of those
Yeah.
different maps. I wasn't a super fan of it though. It didn't wow me.
Yeah.
With the one play. Yeah.
I think that was the general consensus of the table. The four of us, we played it 4-player, and everybody was like, "Okay, that's good," but it wasn't, great. I wouldn't say it was great, but I liked it quite a bit. I like the puzzle of it. I like cooperatives, and I usually don't like deduction, but I don't like deduction when I'm doing it by myself because I feel like an idiot because everybody else has figured something out, and I'm
Right.
still turning over that same thing, and it's like, you did that again? That's the same water
Yes.
that it was 4 turns ago. I'm like,
It didn't change, Rob.
Exactly.
Didn't change, yeah.
So I forget those things, and I feel like an idiot. But again, this one we're all working together, and it was kind of cool. We had those couple of moments during the game that we had a little epiphanies, and it was like, oh, hold on, that's got to be that because there's only one of those in the row in the column, which means right here is probably the camp, and then we need water this turn, so we need to go over there because that's probably where the water is. And so we had a couple of those little moments that were kind of cool like that.
Now,
Yeah.
Wayne, I don't want to infer on your tone, but when
Yeah.
you said Minesweeper, it didn't sound like you said it complimentary.
Not a lover of
Like
Minesweeper?
when you said Minesweeper, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
interesting. That's an easy mechanism that we all know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
How did it play out?
It played out fine. I think I just wasn't blown away by it, and I think I hadn't even watched the Dice Tower reviews, but I knew that they rated it very highly, and I felt like there was a lot of luck in this, right? So like those cards you're looking at right now are like you have to, you have so many actions you can take. So like that middle card has little 3 suns in the upper corner. Once you flip over 3 tiles, that card like
Activates. Yeah.
And so some of those cards, there was one, like the first one we had let us do like 6 turns before it activated. And then after that, it was like 3, 2, 4, 3, 3. And so there's some luck in those cards that come out.
Sure.
And granted, it's just one play, so it's hard to totally judge the game, but it did feel like that there was a decent amount of luck on,
Yeah.
when that Minotaur, we were trying to find the Minotaurs, and when their cards came out and what the negatives were from it. And like, if you just happen to luck into the resources you need to be able to fulfill the card, because if you fail those cards 2 or 3 cards in a row, you're gonna fail the mission. It's gonna kill you.
And you're using the word luck a lot. There is a fair amount of luck, but again, I do feel the deduction aspect because, again, there's a whole player aid that's like almost 8.5 by 11 size sheet of paper. It's a little smaller, but it's got all the little rules that this can be next to this or this cannot be touching this. And there's rocks that are impassable, but every rock is connected to another rock. So when you kind of start finding where the rocks are, rocks are never around the perimeter of the board.
So this part isn't luck. I think it's the cards. Like when you get to pull. And I think we were struggling to figure out because there's like a deck of special ability cards, gear cards.
Gear cards, yeah.
And we couldn't figure out, the rules weren't very clear as to whether, when it says to take a gear card, do you just take one off the top, or can you look through the deck and pick one? Because some of those really, like, you could pick one out and it's completely useless. There's nothing you can do with it. And then there are some that are useful. And there was like, and again, it's more of just like the rules. The book wasn't. We were looking through the rule book. We even did a couple of Google searches trying to figure out, like, okay, what do they mean by this? Does it mean that we can search this deck, or when can you use this card? There was some of those questions that you get with some of these type of cooperative games or deduction games, or the like a campaign game where it's like the rule book can't cover every angle, and so you have to kind of figure out what's best. And like, you always do the thing of like, well, if you're playing a cooperative game or a campaign like this, you always kind of fail forward. Always kind of like, if you have an interpretation of a rule, take the more positive interpretation. But it's hard to get into a game when you're having to do that. And again, it's just, we're in the hot games room, we're learning the game on the fly, so there's definitely going to be some foibles there.
Fiddling.
But I don't hold that against it. Just the game just didn't grab me like I thought it would.
I think we got a caller.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Ron from Atlanta.
Hey, Ron Fraser, how are you?
Hello?
Oh, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome. Hey, brother, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Welcome back to the show.
I
Ron
think
was my only
Only
guest
caller
last
last
week. It was the Ron and Carlos show last week.
That's sad.
A little bit.
I was fine with it because I got to go to bed early. It was a long night.
Okay.
Marker's right here.
Oh,
We're going to
sorry.
put it on the board.
Put
One
you on the
call.
board. No, caller number one.
One call.
What you got going on, Ron?
All right. I take it you guys were talking about your Dice Tower plays.
Absolutely. Just started. Yep.
Okay. So I played tonight Diamond. You know, from way back in 2014.
Oh, yeah. The card game?
Remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember.
Right. Like, it's a fun game. It's a great game. They had a second edition? Because it came with a dark blue box with some colors. And the new edition comes in a white box with some colors.
Yep.
But it's the same game as far as I know.
Oh, yeah.
I got a, original 2014 game. And, like, it's a great game.
Yeah.
How many people have forgotten about it?
How many people don't know anything about it? This guy.
That Carlos? Yeah.
I don't know anything about it. It says Mike Fitzgerald, which I'm familiar with Mike Fitzgerald.
From Stronghold
Baseball
Games.
Highlights 2045.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
He was on
good
the
one.
Ludology podcast for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Not familiar with this game, Diamonds.
Trick Taker, right?
You're not?
No.
Yeah, it's a trick-taking game. Okay. Let me break it down. So, the basics of the game is you're trying to score the most points by obtaining the most diamonds. You really want, ideally, diamonds in your vault, but diamonds in your showroom count points too. So you have a little cardboard standee. That's your bank, right? And you put diamonds in front of your standee. That's called your showroom, and the diamonds are worth 1 point out there. If the diamonds are in your vault behind your screen,
Yep.
they're worth 2 points each. You have a deck of cards, 60 cards, 60. Four, your four suits, but only numbered 1 through 15. So you don't have to figure out, well, what does this face card mean? Each suit has a power. So if you win the trick, you get to do the suit power that you won the trick with. If you have to play off suit, then you get to do the power of the card you played immediately. So like the diamonds let you take diamonds from the supply right to the vault. Hearts let you take from the supply to your showroom. Clubs let you store a diamond, take it from your showroom to your vault, and then clubs.
Spades.
You steal.
Steal from
from
somebody's
another
showroom.
player.
Yep.
Yeah, steal from somebody's showroom. And that's the basics of the game. The aesthetic is just I'm giving you, as you can figure out, I'm giving the beans right now.
Oh, yeah.
The aesthetic, it's a card game. It's fine. The card quality is fine. It's the 2014 version. Card quality is fine. You have the plastic, your plastic diamonds, white, and then red that are 5 points each. Standard stuff that you would find in a board game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, nothing outstanding, nothing bad. It's this is not a game that's art intensive, nor does it need to be. So that's the aesthetic. S. I'm drawing a blank on with S.
S is the summary?
Summary. I just did that. Okay.
Buy, try, or deny.
Right. Buy, try, deny. Buy.
Oh.
It's a cheap game.
Yep.
It's a simple, tricky game. You can play with your family. Like, it's worth it. If you play trick-taking games at all, definitely.
Yeah, it's a must play if you like trick takers. It's one of the I'd call it a classic trick taker now. It's been around long enough, and it's on BGA. I play this occasionally on BGA Board Game Arena, and it's a classic trick taker. It's not hard to teach, and you gave a good rundown of it there.
There are copies in the geek market for $5-6.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a cheap one. Yep.
It's there.
Yep. It's basically a deck of cards with some plastic gems. Yep, diamonds.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
good game.
So, I wanted to talk about that because I'm glad I pulled it off my shelf and brought it to my venture crew meetup tonight because I was just reminded just how much fun that game is, and I can play it with my kids.
Yeah.
And it says 2 to 6 players. Are you playing by yourself? Is it in teams? How does that work?
You play in teams. You play by yourself too. The 2-player version, basically, you're playing 2 cards per trick. So, you play, then he plays, then you play, then he plays.
Mm-hmm.
So there can be some really interesting strategy in that.
Sure.
Because, say you're down to your last diamond in your hand, and you could leave with a diamond, and then they play a diamond, and then you play a club or something, right?
Offsuit.
Offsuit, yeah. So not the preferred way to play, but you can definitely play that way.
Oh, I never tried a 2-player. I've only played it 4, I think.
Yeah. So
Was it team at 4 or was it by yourself?
No, individual. It was-
Individual.
yep. Mhm.
Okay. Very cool.
It's always individual, right? Isn't it?
no, 4 you can play 2v2.
Oh,
I tried that.
I'm used to my trick takers being, at least in Puerto Rico, being in teams.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. Carlos, you definitely need to pick this up.
Yeah, it's a good one. Like I say, if you like trick takers, I would say it's a staple trick taker. So, and if you're learning trick takers, it's a pretty simple one to learn. So if you're just getting into trick takers and you've played 1 or 2 and you like them, this is a pretty simple pickup. I'd say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, don't be surprised if you hear from me talking about these old games because,
Oh, that's
I
good.
got a lot of these things on my shelf.
Yeah, Wayne likes his classic. He likes his classic Euros, but Wayne's definitely with you there on some of the older games being better than a lot of the newer stuff that's coming out.
Everybody's got all these worries about issues with money, production of games, costs, all these impacts, governmental impacts.
Yeah.
Find an old game. We have plenty of
Give us
old
some
good
love.
games to play.
When you think about it, really, the vassal law, like Diamonds is the kind of example of a game that's always been print, right? So if it's always in print, then it's got to be a good game, right? If it's Castles of Burgundy and Concordia, Diamonds, those kind of games, if it's in print still, then it's obviously a good game.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be surprised if you see me pop up on Board Game Breakfast sometime in the near future.
Nice. Getting back to it.
My man.
Hey, this is my thing, man. Affordable board games. If you ever need a way to get into the hobby and just play without breaking the bank.
Don't talk to Carlos.
Nope.
Hey, Book 7's under $10 a thing,
But not when you buy a pallet
When he's
of
got
them.
6
That's
copies.
what I'm saying.
When you buy by the pallet.
Only Carlos can turn a $10 game into a $100 game.
That's the main reason why I was calling. Just have to make another comment. I watched Chris Yee's and Tom's video on most checked out games, and Toy Battle I think was number 3.
Yeah, I sent that to Wayne and Rob. I'm like, look at that Toy Battle making its way.
It was good.
It was popular. I've been on in games on BGA consistently now the last few days. So
Yeah, I think I played it 3 times, and I taught it 2 or 3 times. Yep.
I started a match with Ron of Toy Battles, so he and I are. It looks like I'm being invited to a game of Diamonds.
There you go.
On BGA.
Nice.
Let's join that bad boy. And then I got a game of Toy Battles going on with Ron.
Nice.
And I think I knocked out 3 games of Toy Battles with Wayne in less than 15, 20 minutes. I was literally stirring beans and waiting for the rice to finish. So, listen, the show is called Beans and Rice for a reason. This is what we eat.
Rice, yeah.
And I had my phone in the other hand, and I just sent Wayne an invite, and he accepted, and then immediately made a move. I'm like, oh, he's on. And we just went bang, bang, bang through 3 matches.
Take advantage of that.
I think he won the first, I won the second, and then he beat me on the third.
Nice.
So he got the overall win. So nice, so fast.
Yep.
Nice.
I will take my turn,
All
Ron.
right, gentlemen.
Thanks
Yeah,
for calling.
okay.
As always, Ron, we
Thanks, Ron.
appreciate it.
No problem. This is, I enjoyed calling you guys, even when I wasn't really playing board games per se.
Yeah, I'm sure you were with us in spirit there at Dice Tower. So maybe a future Dice Tower if you get back into it.
Yeah. It may happen. It may not happen next year.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, gents.
Have a good night, Ron.
Take it easy.
Thanks, Ron.
All right.
Good night. That was our man Ron Frazier calling in.
Caller number one.
Hopefully you folks can help make it more than one call this week.
Yeah, I think Nick says he's going to try to call in, so that'd be good. So yeah, Core Discovery was good. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad game. It was an enjoyable game. It's definitely a try. I would probably want to play it again, having learned some of the rules and figured out how to play to see if I really enjoyed it. It's not I guess the biggest thing I would say, it's not the kind of game that on one play I would really judge it, because it's the kind of game that you need to play a couple times to really get the feel of it.
Yeah. The coolest thing was the board. I just want to touch on that real quick. So there's that board, and it has all those little things. I thought they were just flat covers that covered up the areas. I was like, man, this is going to be messy. But yeah, they've got a little inset where they... Yeah, so they actually seed into all the little circles, and so if you bump the board, it's not going to send pieces everywhere, which I thought was a really cool design.
It looks ugly though. Am I wrong? Like
it's based off of art. It's based off of a comic book series. There's a comic.
It looks like cardboard.
A comic book series that they took it from.
But it looks like unfinished cardboard.
That board looks like maybe the board we had looked a little better than that. That might be like a pre-production copy or something.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of looking better, we got a call on the line. The show's going to get better now because we got another caller. Caller, state your name. Where are you calling from?
Buenas noches. It's Jim.
I know that voice.
The show just got worse.
Mr. Odak.
Oh, come on.
Be nice to Jim.
Hey, brother, welcome back to the show.
You set me up, and you just deflated me down.
It's only because we love you.
This is a call that I'm looking forward to because I heard there's a story about the giveaway. So
that was at the end of the con. But you want to lead with that, Jim, or you want to finish with that?
You want to hear about the hot game giveaway?
Yeah.
So the night before, actually, I think Will sent me a message first saying, "Hey, you won," and then I checked and I saw the email, and they said to be there at 10 o'clock in the morning. So, of course, Rob and I were in a game. We had to ask the person teaching us if we could pause for half an hour. And Rob went with me there. We get in front of there, and they said, you could bring one person in. I was like, well, you're in luck, Rob. You're coming in.
I got to go in.
So we go in. There was 30 people, 30, 40 people that won. So what they did is they called your name in some random order, and you rolled 2 10-sided dice. And you had to pick, call number 2, yes. You had to pick which order you wanted in. So if you rolled a 5 and a 6, you either had 56 or 65.
I like that. There was some manipulation.
There was a little game, yeah.
And then once everybody had a number, they were going to roll, I forget, a 6 or a 10-sided dice.
10-sided die. Yep.
If it was even, they're going to start low. If it was odd, they're going to start high.
Yep.
So I was called up somewhere in the middle, I forget. Yeah. And I rolled a 8 and a 6. So I was like, well, I'm going for it. I'm going for the 86. So we did get to look at the games that were there before we did this rolling. And I saw they had the full all-in Kickstarter for Unconscious Minds. They had a signed copy of Rock Hard.
Yep. From, what's her name? The band member who designed it. Jackie Fox. Jackie Fox, that was it. Yep.
Yeah. A couple copies of Andromeda's Edge.
Yeah, it was all kinds of good stuff. They had River Valley Glassworks. They had Finspan. Finspan was actually the second one taken. I was a little surprised.
Really? Finspan?
It was a kid. He was like 10 years old.
Thank God for the dumb kids.
Was it SETI and Galactic Cruise?
SETI. They had 2 copies of SETI there. Yeah.
Galactic Cruise, and he picked Finspan?
No Galactic Cruise. They didn't have Galactic Cruise.
All right.
There was no Galactic Cruise. They also had
games. Yeah.
Deep Sea Endeavor, though. That's
yeah. Mm-hmm. Deep Sea Regrets.
So...
Oh,
and so we went through. We drew.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the Deep Regrets scheme was there too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So got the 86, chose the 86. I figured I might as well go for it or go bust. And so then they rolled and hoot and say, come on, Odd. It was Odd. So I was like the third person to pick, I think.
Yep, you were the third pick.
Nice.
So the first pick was the rock hard.
Mm-hmm.
Second pick was a younger kid. I forget what he took.
Finspan. That was the kid who took Finspan.
And then I took.
Yep.
He took Finspan.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took the Kickstarter all-in version of Unconscious Minds,
which was nice.
So I was ecstatic.
Upgraded pieces, 2 expansions, the base box. It was.
Where did the games come from?
They were the hot games that were out being played, for the most part.
Right. So I'm actually messing with it now. I'm kind of going through and learning all the expansions, all the add-ons, and you can see the rule book has been heavily used.
Yeah, a little abused. Yeah.
And I'm actually
the Cretaceous Rails rule book by the end of the week was just in pieces.
Yeah, we were trying to go through.
Really?
And it's like, here, have this page. Have this page. Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Those heavily played games get a little abused, but.
Yep.
And Jim's copy.
And there was more than one copy, and I get the feeling that they didn't spend a lot of time auditing it because I've got a couple extra pieces and I'm missing one piece.
That's what I was going to say. Is that you were missing at least one piece when you got it? But yeah,
if you can find out who else won a copy, I'm sure that you guys can trade.
Swap up. Yeah.
The website actually has a form for missing pieces, so I went ahead and filled it out. So.
Nice.
Congrats, homie.
So that was awesome. I was very happy that
this is right after
I was fortunate enough to do it.
Yes, yeah. I wanted to say that.
Wait, what?
He bought the retail copy the day before, and then he gets the all-in Kickstarter copy. So Jim now has a copy of Unconscious Mind on sale if anybody's interested. So
a copy of the retail version with I got a package. They had an extra package of the foil version of the card, so throwing that in with the retail.
Yep. And
look for it at the next TGG flea market
at a discount. So yeah, it's good. Good deal if you're looking for Unconscious Mind. Give us a quick review on Unconscious Mind, Jim. What do you think about it?
I really like it. It plays into the things I like a lot, which I think also it polarizes some people. It is a heavy combination, not like combos, but you got to do multiple things to achieve your goals and score points. There's a lot going on. You got to really plan out. You got to leverage multiple ways of doing things, which I absolutely love. And then it's all based on Freud and his research on psychiatric, whatever you call it. I'm struggling with words.
Brain stuff.
And it's got great art. It's got great artwork, very vivid dream type artwork, which is really neat. So I really enjoy the game. The theme isn't 100% what I'm into, but it's enough. It's dark enough that I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And the gameplay, I think the weight of 3.99 is light. I think it's a lot heavier than that, to tell you the truth.
Wow. Basically, you're.
But I really enjoyed it.
Sorry, the basic premise of the game, Carlos, is you're trying to go and you're trying to heal people's minds. You're basically a Freud-like person, and your actions are trying to heal, going into the unconscious mind of people and healing their ailments.
And it's got sleeved cards what are the 2 games that do the pirate?
Veil.
Where you
but this is
Veil
Johnny Pack, also the same guy that did Merchant's Cove.
Oh, okay. Yep. Right. Yep.
So is there any asymmetry in this one like you did in Merchant's Cove?
No,
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, not really. I mean, you kind of draft some asymmetry, but there's no
Yeah, we're in Merchant's Cove, every player plays
asymmetry.
completely different. They're playing the same game, just differently.
Yeah. Different mechanics. No, this one's everybody's the same, and I don't. At least I don't know if we played any of the expansions, but yeah, you start out all exactly the same. Like Jim said, you draft your first couple of patients, and so how you treat those patients varies, and that's what you're doing worker placement, and you got a personal board that you're moving around, a little rondelle track kind of thing. So it's got a bunch of cool little mechanisms. I liked it quite a bit. I would say a 4 is about right. You said 3.99 is what they've got on there. I would say that's right. You think it's heavier, so maybe a little heavier, but I definitely don't think it's like a 4.5 like a few games we played in that realm. Frontier. What's the something for all? The space game.
High Frontier?
Yeah, High Frontier. There you go. That it's definitely not a High Frontier, but it is complex. And the other thing I was just going to mention real quick is that there are multiple ways to get points, but it's definitely not a point salad. And so, like Jim said, if you play it wrong and you don't do the things you need to do, you will do poorly in this game. And so people who have played it can really maximize some of that stuff and take the right actions and do well. So it's a game that probably takes a play or two to really kind of nail what you're trying to do. Would you agree with that, Jim?
There's there's a reputation track, and Freud's on it, and every player's on it. And one of the things it actually says in the rule book is Freud is always smarter than you.
Yeah. Yep. He always stays ahead of you.
So every time you go up, he goes up, which is also forcing the end of game mechanism.
Yep. The timer. Yep.
Now, I heard you say you had bought a copy.
Very few ways to go up on the.
I heard you say you bought a copy. Where did you buy that copy? Was it at the con?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So your introduction
they
to
had it for sale on
Unconscious
the
Mind
vendors.
sold you so well. You spent the money at the con for your copy. That says a lot, Jim.
Yep.
That is a.
It was definitely. If you had asked me what my favorite game of the con was, it was that one.
Nice.
It's definitely all the things I look for in a game.
That beat out Shackleton Base. I know that was another one you liked quite a bit.
That would be number 2. There was a couple of things that just Shackleton Base is very plain looking.
Yeah, it is.
For one,
the production's not.
And I think it was good. I definitely we played at Alex's last night, and we played Unconscious Mind and Shackleton Base.
Oh, did you?
All right. Well, then you know what? Walk us through your thoughts on Shackleton Base. We're using these as ways to share with folks what good games are out there now.
And Greg taught us this game, so I'll just pitch in there.
Right.
So our buddy Greg,
I saw a picture of that.
he taught
Yeah,
us Shackleton Base.
Gregory Rivera from Sarasota.
Yeah.
This is his scythe right now. He says that this is all he's playing. He plays this over and over, and he's taught it to like 5 or 6 different groups. So yeah.
Well, I remember him saying that about Great Western Trail, and I thought he was wrong.
Yep.
Tell me about Shackleton Base. Is Gregory right about this one?
Well, I would say half of the game is you have these 3 corporations, which you pick 3 out of, was it like 10 of them?
I think he said 9 or something, but
So
yeah, there's a
lot
bunch
of
of them random.
9. There's a lot of variability with it,
Yep.
which I think is good. But on the downside, there are at least 1 or 2 that are probably not as fun as others. And I think we picked one of them last night. We played with the ones they recommend to play with the first game, and I think those worked very well, which is probably why they recommend it for the first game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's got a lot of aspects of different games in it. It's got a nice worker placement mechanism and building and area control.
Area control's big.
Yeah,
You're on the moon.
It's very good. It's a crater in the moon. You're building stuff in it, and so the corporation. If you haven't played with this one yet, Rob, actually you don't get anything out of that corporation. You're trying to avoid a meteor coming down and destroying like half the crater.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then you lose a bunch of points if your stuff gets destroyed in it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's big because again, you're building stuff constantly in here, and you got the area control thing going on. So if you get some good area control in one area, and then a random meteor hits you, that would be pretty devastating.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a buzzkill for that play of the game last night. It was definitely better the first time we played it.
Okay.
So the dropping of the asteroid was it affected by a player? So was it initiated by a player, or is it just like a random aspect of the game?
You have to do a bunch of things on that corporation to avoid it from happening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so like he was
There's
saying,
like 3 levels.
You choose 3 different corporations, so there's a 3 out of like 9. You can take them and play them in any kind of variable thing. So like the one that's on the screen we played with when I played, and this one is you've got tourists basically, and so there's cards for each corporation. That one of the actions you can do is take these what do they call them? I forget what the cards are called.
Executive actions.
Yeah, but you take a card, and like the tourist one, you got this tourist board. The tourists are worth points when they come and visit, but then you can place them if you have the tourist cards from that corporation, and you're playing heavy into that one. Then you actually can move the tourists from your base onto their individual cards, and then each tourist you play gives you something. It gives you some money, or it gives you some resources, or a bump on a track, or something. And so each one of these, again, I think it was 9 different ones, or 7 or 9. I think Greg said that you could choose from. They play very differently, and so it kind of changes some little mini games that you're playing.
And all the players are playing with these corporations,
Right.
so it's not like a player is a corporation.
Yeah.
These corporations are affecting the board.
Yep.
But then I heard you say that you have to do something with the corporations to prevent bad stuff from happening. Does that sound right?
in that one particular one.
That was one particular one.
Okay. So
All
that
the
one, so that was like
corporations
that was like the
have a,
troll in Champions of Midgard. Like
There you go.
you had to keep it from
Yeah.
coming and attacking.
There you go. Yep.
And all the corporations have an end game scoring thing, right? So you've got 3 buttons to put on, one on each corporation if you can get to the requirement. So, if you focus on 1, you could do well on it, but if you don't focus evenly on all 3, you're only going to get to score 1 of them.
Yep.
It kind of forces you to try to do all 3, but you absolutely don't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good game. I agree with you. The production. I'm sorry, the production wasn't the best. There's definitely some things that could be upgraded. I've seen like BJ from Board Game Gumbo posted some pictures where these little, I guess they were cardboard. These little cardboard things that you're building on the moon crater. He 3D printed all these little domes that are like really cool looking.
Oh, so his picture wasn't
not base.
So it's not like Underwater Cities. It doesn't come with the domes.
Nope.
It's just cardboard.
There's only one version of the game available right now. It's all cardboard except for the wooden meeples. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Shackleton Base. Jim, what would you rate that? Your second best played game at Dice Tower?
Yeah, it was my second favorite.
All right, your first favorite was Unconscious Mind, and now we heard your second favorite. Do you have any other highlights from the con you want to share with the folks at home?
We had a really fun game of Darwin's Journey.
Oh, nice.
That was a nice play. We got to play Firefly,
Yes, that was cool.
although everybody was pretty new at it, so it was kind of more of just a stretch it out sort of play. But I enjoy that game a lot.
It was my first play. Wayne and his wife. Your first plays both, also, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
That was fun, and he had
we
the
played
10th
Galactic
anniversary
Cruise, which
edition. But yeah, go ahead.
your Nerdy Wed.
Yep, William and Keena for the Nerdy Weds.
William
taught the
Couldn't think of his
game.
name, William.
Yeah, William and Jim both actually taught the game because they both had played before. But I just wanted to mention he's got the 10th anniversary edition, which is
The big crate.
huge box.
It's
And,
pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, it's got some upgraded components and some really cool extra large money in it, which was really neat. But,
Tom walked by making fun of it.
oh yeah,
The big ass money.
yep,
Yeah.
it has money. It's huge. Anyway, but go ahead, Jim. You played. What else did you play?
So we played Galactic Cruise. We played SETI
Mhm.
in our group. Those were very fun plays. I always enjoy those games.
Yep.
And you guys touched on Toy Battle and Hoth. I was blown away. Both of those games I thought were fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't played Hoth yet, but man, like I talked Toy Battle up last week, which is why Ron and I started playing on BGA together. I played that game all through all Texas, throughout Louisiana. Like I was just playing anywhere I could set up that small board. Like, all right, let's play it again. Like it has been a hit. We went to the beach today, and I thought about it for like 5 seconds. Like, okay, I could take it to the beach and play on the sandcastle side.
Oh.
But then I thought there's a lot of risk involved there.
Yeah,
Let me not.
There's water. There's sand. There's seagulls.
For me, it brings me back to my teenage years where I played a lot of strategy games in high school. It's that same feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. It's quick. It's light. I kind of compared it to Stratego while we were there, just because it really has. It's not like Stratego really at all, but it's just the lightness, the quickness, easy to teach. That's I kind of got that feel out of it. Yeah.
And you guys were talking about the game of Hoth where I jumped out on Rob and then he almost wiped me out and I ran away. I got to give credit to Will. He's the one who showed me that strategy.
Run!
Beat me.
I have him on video crying, watching me do it, yelling at me, calling me a coward.
He said you could pull a Carlos and retreat.
That's
there,
what he
you
said.
know?
Yeah.
It's the right answer. If you only got one troop left in that unit, you run that sucker back to your lines to protect him.
Charge in and take out a whole unit of your own. This one doesn't have the diminishing dice, so I know there's lots of different versions of the commands and colors. If I remember, there was one of them that as you got less units, you rolled less dice. This one's not that.
They're called weakened.
There you go. So this one doesn't have Oh well, yeah. We don't want to get into spend the whole show about it.
Oh, we will though when it comes out.
Yeah,
we will.
Yeah, we'll cover it.
We will
in depth later. So yeah, I'll let it go. But yeah, I speaking for you before you called in. You know, you said you had a good time with both of those games, and I'm not off entirely on saying those aren't your normal kind of games, right? I mean, this wasn't up your alley. You probably weren't looking forward to either one of those games, but you really had a good time with them. It seemed like.
Those are the kind of games that if I've got to play a filler game, those are the games I want to play for filler games.
Cool. Yep, I agree. Great games. Yep.
You mentioned Dark Quarter earlier.
Yep.
I like that so much I bought it as well.
Yep, for sure. And you love sleeping in bunk beds right now? That's your thing?
Yeah, that part might not have been the highlight of the week.
Who had top
at least
bunk?
I was in the bottom, so I didn't have anybody
He made
rocking the boat apparently.
crawl up top. So, but yeah, I made the joke while we were there that Jim is a fairly large guy. He's a tall guy, and being on the bottom bunk, I was up at the top. Anytime he would roll over, I was like holding on for dear life. That top bunk was shaking.
I roll over a lot because of my back too. So
yeah. So I'd.
And Rob is a very light sleeper. I know this because he spent the night at the house many times.
Oh yeah,
like you
We've slept
mess
in
with
the
him a
same bed
little.
together,
Yes.
so yes.
You mess with him a little bit, and he's like up the rest of the night. Poor guy.
Oh well.
Now I see why you couldn't recover from this con.
It took
It's
me 3
making
days
more
to recover.
sense.
Yep.
You got no real sleep.
Yep.
Had nothing to do with playing until midnight 1 and then meet me back in the room at 8 a.m. most mornings. So.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's what I do though. So it's my 5 days of blowing it out.
Yep, we did good with that.
So one other thing to call out from the con, after most of you guys left on Sunday, I hooked up with Chuck and his Orlando group there.
Oh yeah.
So Chuck Case does some of the solo modes and some of the newer games now.
Yep.
So we played a game called Raising Chicago.
I've heard of it.
I guess
That's a new one.
It's newer, but it's not a lot of copies of it out there. If you like bidding games, it seems like a really good game. I'm not a big fan of bidding games, but I enjoyed it.
I think Wayne seems to like bidding games. Did you get a chance to play this one, Wayne?
I didn't. No, it wasn't really at the con. I don't think it's pretty.
That's really new.
Yeah, someone else posted in our Discord a couple weeks ago, and I said it's similar. It reminded me of the Seattle one. Was it Raising Seattle or Rebuilding Seattle? But it is a different game. So it's cool though.
Yeah. It was pretty good. It was pretty interesting, but it is a bidding game, so I struggle with bidding games because I don't understand humans very well.
How people think. Yeah.
I love those bidding games, man. So good.
Yeah. It reminds me, we played another bidding game because I remember you making that comment that bidding games wasn't your thing, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
What were we bidding on? I'm trying to look through my list. What game was a bidding game?
Skyrise.
No, we didn't play Skyrise. That's a good one, but we didn't play that one. Let me look at my list. It may have been something.
Wine Cellar. I don't know if we played Wine Cellar with Jim.
Yeah, Wine Cellar's got bidding.
I didn't play Wine Cellar.
No, he didn't play that one.
Very controlled bidding.
I'll have to look through my list here.
All right.
Anyway,
but a good bunch of guys from the Orlando gaming community that we played with. We also played Galileo Galilei after that.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed that one.
How would you rank?
That's kind of one of those games.
To compared to SETI, same guy. How would you rank and stack them?
I like SETI better. I think the Galileo is a little bit one of those games where you got to know what to do. Once you know what to do, you play well. And when you're playing against people that don't, it's not a level field. It was interesting though. I mean, I would definitely play it again. It's definitely up my alley. But I think it's one of those that is not necessarily a learning curve, but there's a experience curve.
Yeah, I've heard that. So, but yeah, I want to try that. That's one. Who's the designer on that? I know he's put out 3 major. Oh, it was SETI. Holick, there you go. This set, and then there was a third one that he did this year. That all 3 of them are like up for Game of the Year and the Dice Tower Awards, or they're all nominated for different awards or something. So he's knocked it out of the park this year. Brand new designer, from what I understand.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, that ended my week out. I didn't get home. I didn't get home Sunday night until 10:00 after we closed the place up. They were literally setting up a stage in that main room,
probably for the dance kids,
pushing
or
us out, pushing us. As we're playing games out of that main room. It was kind of funny.
Nice. Sweet. So that was your Dice Tower, huh?
Yeah, it was much better than last year, that's for sure.
Yeah. Awesome.
Last year I went home because I had COVID.
Yes,
I remember that. It was an early year for you.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, caller number 2 for the night.
All right, well.
And that was a good call.
That
We
was
got
a
a
good
lot of.
call.
I wrote down a lot of
Got
content
some
out of
mileage
that.
out of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm turning all these into little mini videos.
Maybe we can. Oh, and at the virtual flea market, I picked up a copy of Western Legends.
Oh, yeah.
Western Legend.
I saw that on your picture. I circled it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was $60. It was he told it as being the big box with almost everything. I've gone through it. It's everything.
Everything's in
Every
there.
single expansion.
Wow, nice.
Train,
that was the Dark Man or the everything. Even the poker chips to replace like the cattle chips and all the other stuff.
Nice.
That's a great
2
deal,
sets
bro.
of poker cards.
I spent more on that than for the base box.
I was like, I'm thinking that's probably got like 1 or 2 expansions, whatever. It'll get me started. No, everything's in there.
Just the way he likes it. Every expansion.
Throw everything in.
Speaking of expansions, Heroes of
That's
Land,
right.
Air, and Sea on there too.
Yeah, he picked that up.
That was a surprise.
And-
I did not expect to
and-
see that on your buy list.
And the same thing with that. He didn't really advertise it as being everything. It's got every single expansion. I got that for $120.
Even the bird people?
Yeah.
Up in the clouds?
Yeah, up
10
in the
factions.
clouds. He's got more
All
than I
10
do.
factions, all three mercenary packs, the 2 other mercenaries, the siege engines, what's the one other one? There's one other pack too. It's got everything, even all the card sleeves with the
Special
graphic on the
proprietary
back of
card
the sleeve.
sleeves. Zeno
Yeah.
would love that. Zeno has all that. Zeno. That's the last time I played it because of
Yeah.
the way his son treated me in that game. I'm never playing again.
Never do it again. Not with them, at least. Yeah.
At least not with them. But if you play Jim, I'd love that game.
Maybe with Jim.
I love Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. That is. It feels like probably one of the closest feelings I get to like Command and Colors. I'm sorry, not Command and Colors. Command and Conquer.
Oh,
Right, build your buildings. Get resources to build buildings. Use those buildings to build units. Use those units to go kill stuff.
Yeah. I'd play it again. I liked it quite a bit. I like the exploration part of it. You got those tiles and your
And it's diceless.
yeah, exactly.
It's
determinant.
deterministic combats. You know what's in your hand. You know how much resources your opponent has. We all have the same hand of combat cards available to us. So depending on what resources are available, you can kind of tell, can he defend himself on this one?
Yep. Good stuff.
Great choice of games there, Jim.
Now I just get somebody to play them.
Yeah, we'll get to him. I promise.
All right, brother.
All
Much
right,
appreciated.
I'll let you get to caller number 3.
I hope
we'll,
so.
we'll see if they provide as much content as you did. You're appreciated.
Thanks, Jim.
All right.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night, guys.
That was our man Jim Odak in the chat. Jim Odak is out of Florida. Was out with you guys. He's out of Wesley Chapel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Wesley Chapel. Yeah.
Wesley Chapel, Florida,
Yep.
with Rob, same area.
Yep, just up the road from me.
A friend of the show, a friend of us.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't have to be a friend of us to call in. You can call in at any time, 813-618-7099.
You could be caller number 3.
Let's see if we got anything in the chat. Nick Obin says,
Nick.
good evening, fellas. We'll see if I can call in later.
Sweet.
Let's see. Jason Dunham says, I always knew the Sea of Tranquility was named to fool the tourist. So that must have been the corporation of Shackleton Bays.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that was the name of that touristy spot.
Don't get hit by the asteroid.
Odak says, soon to be Zephyr Hills. So
That's right. He's moving. Just he's moving from one side of me, 5 minutes one way to about 5 minutes the other side of me. So, yeah,
So he corrected us there.
always a good thing.
So that was we're still on Wednesday morning, by the
Yeah, I
way.
was gonna say, we're not gonna make it through.
We're not gonna make it
5
through
days here. but
Wednesday at this rate,
we did this
but,
last year. We split it into a couple shows. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think so. I with Mitch there, he went and bought a ticket just so he could game the whole day. He was only going to spend a couple hours, but he basically spent the whole morning, and he left at like 5 p.m. So he was there from
Yep.
like 8-5 game, and I think in that we got like 13 games played in like the 8 hours that he was there. So
Yeah, it was funny. He got to the quick story. He got to the airport and he messaged a couple hours later that his plane was sitting on the tarmac. They were on the plane on the tarmac for over an hour before they let him take off. And so I messaged back to him and his wife on the Facebook. I messaged back. I said, "You could have been playing games." His wife sent me a message back saying he said that about 6 times that he could still be playing games at Dice Tower instead of sitting in this plane on the tarmac. So I thought that was funny. But anyway,
so after Core Discovery, we hit up 2 smaller games, Twinkle Twinkle and Postiano.
Oh, Postatino or something? Yeah.
Postatino, yeah. But Twinkle Twinkle was really good. I didn't get back to. I wanted to demo it with my family because I think that they would enjoy it. But it's very much a slightly more advanced version, I think, of like a King Domino. Basically, you are drafting tiles that create a night sky, and you can have planets or satellites or stars, and
black
how
holes.
you place black holes and asteroids. And how you place them on the grid, you score points based on that, based on how the constellations are built, or how many asteroids you have, or if you have a satellite near a planet, it scores points. Planets are always worth certain points. So it's this nice little drafting game with cool little clear like plastic bakelite tiles.
Yep.
Rob and I played this on BGA with Chris from Texas.
Yeah.
How was so? Like, I didn't enjoy the BGA implementation. Like, I found it drab. I'll just say that word. Like, it was just, like nothing exciting about it. How was it in actual production? Like,
actual production was fine. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. It's cardboard pieces, but the little plastic tiles are pretty cool. They had some upgrades where you could upgrade those pieces from Beansanddice to like acrylic tiles.
Yep.
But the tiles were fun. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it, and it was interesting. It was Rob, me, it was Will, and Mitch, and all 4 of us did very drastically different
strategies,
and we're all I think within like 10 points of each other. I think at the end of the game maybe or something like that.
It was close. Yeah.
I went asteroid heavy. Will went planets and satellites, and then like Mitch and Rob went different types of constellations. So but it was nice. It was fun. It was a fun game. I came close to buying it a few times. It was like it's like one of those things like the base game was like $35 or $40, but then they had an expansion, they had an upgrade pack, and it's like, oh, you get the whole thing for $62. And actually that I think dissuaded me from buying it because I'm like, I kind of just want to buy the base game, but then if I buy the base game, I should just buy the whole thing. And then I just hemmed and hawed.
Now you're at $100, and you're like, never mind.
Yeah, like never mind. But I probably would have bought it if I got a chance to play it with my kids, but it was always busy. My wife and kid, we went by there a few times to try to play it, and it was just always busy. So we ended
it's got that thing where depending on which tile you draft will determine what order you go in the next round.
King Domino. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's that mechanism, the King Domino. I'll call it that. But
I like that because you get pulled to a certain type of tile that you want to build on your board, a type of thing. Mm-hmm. But then you see the next set of tiles coming, and you're having to think, okay, that's more important. So maybe I'll pull from something that's farther away in the order, or earlier up in the order, so that I can ensure I get what I really want next round.
Yeah, because I think if you get 6 asteroids next to each other, you score like 26 points, which is pretty hefty. Yeah, and I was getting close. I was at like 4 or whatever, and then Rob starts pointing out, "Hey guys, when's getting close to those
Don't
asteroids?
Let them get those asteroids."
Trying to.
But you did it anyway. You strung all 6 of them together.
I did.
So
I eventually did. Yeah.
Yep.
It was good. I enjoyed it. It was fun, light game. To me, this would be it's King Domino plus a 0.2 in difficulty, plus a 0.3 in difficulty because of the stars.
And how they score, they're 2-sided. So those little tiles off to the right there's an A side and a B side. So you can play all basic ones, A, which is the easier scoring. You can play more complicated if you flip them over, or you can do combinations and just randomly do A's and B's. And so it gives you different ways that each of the components score. So there's a little bit of some variability in it, and as Wayne mentioned, I wasn't even aware that there was an expansion, but they had the expansion there, so it adds, I assume, more tiles or something.
Yeah, there's like an alien. There's actually 2. There's like a full big expansion and like a small little card expansion. I think one of them was like a, and that's about right. So King Domino's a 1.23, and that's like a 2. It's about right.
You saw where I was headed. I was headed.
Yeah.
I want to say maybe that's not a 2, maybe like 1.8. Once you play it once,
it's pretty light. Yeah,
it's pretty light, but it's good. Yeah, I think there's a small expansion, then there's like a bigger expansion that's like aliens or something like that, potentially like alien tiles. So it was cool. It was enjoyable. But then I think then we immediately went to the next. We just kind of worked our way down the tables,
The hot games
rooms that first day. Yeah. The next one we is Postiano, Possit.
Positano. That's what it was. Positano. I'm sorry. That's it. Yep.
Positano. And it's some town, I guess, in Italy. Mitchell was saying that he went there or was going to go there on vacation, and you're kind of it's drafting and a little bit of bidding to get pieces of the town, and it's built on like levels, and so you score by looking at the board once you finished it, and it's what's visible is what scores. So it's kind of cool. So
kind of like Reef.
You kind of want to build up high.
Yeah.
And like I think I got screwed out of one, and I think either Rob or Mitch did, where it's like we have a 1-story building like all the way at the top that was just buried by all the
Yeah,
buildings.
I threw one in there. It was all buried. Yeah.
We joked it's like the one little old lady who wouldn't sell her building to the corporations.
The guy from Up.
Yeah, all the high rises were going around, and then just this little one that scores nothing in the middle. So, this was a fun game. It was.
What are the components made out of?
Plastic. Like little plastic buildings.
Yep, they snap together so they fit tight, so they won't
and
fall over.
Really good. And then based upon the roof of the building, whether it's bronze, silver, gold, you score X amount of points based on what you can see. So you can see like you would score by looking into that and say, okay, well, like yellow's got 3 with a bronze.
Oh, so this is it's not from the top down view like Reef.
Side view.
So you're going horizontal.
Yep.
Based on what's visible.
Yep.
So it's almost like modern day where somebody's going to build a building, right? Because they get this beautiful view, but then, you
block them.
The building in front of you decides to go 6 stories higher, and now your view's gone.
Like, click on that picture so it blows up bigger. You can see. So it's going to be too big. Yeah, but so like that green building, there's 2 levels visible, and it's a bronze top. So it would score X amount of points based upon the 2 levels that are visible from the side and the bronze roof. And then like that pink one has gold roof, and that yellow one has a gold roof, and you can see.
And there's a blue one you cannot see behind this yellow building because the yellow building is way taller than it.
0 points.
Yeah. So each
now,
round,
do you get a color? Like each player is a different color.
Yes.
Each player is a different color, and then the roofs everything. So each round, you're gonna draft either where you place on the board, how many bricks you get, and then how many build actions you can do. And like some of the build actions let you break the rules because like level 1 can only be built to level 1 or 2. Level 2s, 2s and 3s, level 3s, 3s, 4s, that. But then there's some things that let you go higher, so you can get a 5-story building in the middle to block the one behind you. So yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely fun. It was, so it's like building on the side of a hill. So the it's like stair steps, the game board, and so like Wayne said, the ones I think they were just strictly the ones all start at 1 high. When you originally draft them and build them, you can only build 1 block high. The 2s are 2 high, 3 high, and 4 high. So as long as you have the blocks banked, looks like we got a caller coming in.
Beansanddice podcast. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey guys, it's Aaron calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, we're talking Dice Tower East, but oranges.
Oranges? Where did oranges come from?
Origins wasn't that long ago. So I understand you attended?
I did. I was able to make it out for a day.
You can come in and talk con with us.
Yeah, a little bit. It's definitely a different vibe. I don't want to necessarily talk down about it, but it wasn't the Origins I remember prior to the pandemic. So I don't know. I'm sure there are a lot of factors. I don't know if tariffs had anything to do with kind of the showing there, or I think things have been kind of transitioning to, companies just going to Gen Con for a while now, or like PAX Unplugged has gotten bigger. And I think it's impacted at least the vibe at Origins. I remember when I went back in like 2017, 2018, like it just felt so much more lively in the exhibit hall. And I had a good time, don't get me wrong, and there were some companies that were well represented, like Allplay had fantastic booth and they were kind of a big sponsor, but it just did not have the same feel that I remember. But it's been a few years since I've been. So, and again, I was only there for a day, but I felt like I saw enough of the exhibit hall in a day. Any additional time I would have spent, I think I would have just tried to get some games played. and check out some other things. But
That's unfortunate. I was hoping to hear more excitement.
Glowing review, yeah.
But I understand that feeling. There are times when you go to a con and not only has the world changed a little bit, but you're in a different place too. The small kids, it changes things, right? Your perspective on it, and hopefully it'll get back to where it was for you.
Yeah, I think there's some factors there, right? And maybe I was definitely at a different point in the hobby, much more excited about, growing my collection, and now it's much more like cultivating it and figuring out what there is to do. But there were some big releases that used to happen at Origins and people running around, and it just, that was not the vibe at all this year. And I get the sense that that's kind of true of recent years too. So I think the pandemic had a big factor here in Origins kind of transitioning.
That's what I've heard.
It's just a smaller con.
A couple different places as people have said that. It's just like, it's also the state of some of the game designers like Simon and people like that who used to go and have big announcements, and they'd have a big drop. And they'd announce 3 or 4 games, or Fantasy Flight would have their presentation where they would release information on 3 or 4 big new titles coming out, and it's just just the state of some of those companies, those big Goliaths who we waited for, just not having those announcements. Or the other thing is they come gradual now with the internet and everything, your social media and all that. Now it's things drop here and there. And they kind of trickle out, or in some cases they leak out, and so they're forced to release some of that information before maybe they're ready.
You're even seeing a lot of companies doing releases even before Gen Con too. The game's coming. I think Origins is probably going to be like a PAX Unplugged and other things where it's more of a game playing con and a bit of a shopping than it is going to be the big releases. I can still see some of the smaller companies using it as a release platform because you can get attention there, right? Where you kind of get lost in the shuffle at either an Essen or a Gen Con.
My understanding, because I listened to At the Table with Dice Tower, and they talked about this year the Columbus library, that big library of games that's there, was now included with your ticket price, where before you'd have to buy a badge. Was that right, Aaron?
I think so. That's my understanding, and they had it in one of the exhibit halls attached to the larger hall with the booths. We didn't actually rent anything from there. We played a couple new ones that people had. It was just a small group of us that kind of knew each other.
What'd you play?
From the gaming group, and let me go back and look through some of the list. So we got Bomb Busters to the table. I know that.
That's a good one.
A few of those. I'd say it's too early for me to really have a strong opinion about it, but man, I think
it's okay. Go for it, bro. Tell us what you think.
That could be a ton of fun. I liked it. It is. I think we played through 4 missions. I think we did 1, 2, 3, and then maybe jumped up, because after the third one or something, it tells you can jump up to 9 if you want to, or something, 8 or something like that if you want to. So we did that, and then kind of said, okay, we got enough of it. Let's play something else. But man, it's a little more thinky than you initially give it credit for.
Oh yeah.
We were playing at 5 players, and so it's definitely harder at 5 players because information is spread out. But they give you a lot more opportunity to kind of miss. So yeah, I'd say we were very much still kind of figuring it out, but I liked what I experienced. So I think that could be kind of if you got a consistent group, that could be kind of a great way to start or end the night, get a few of those missions in and slowly work your way through it. I think it would be a lot of fun.
Now, as you know, we are a very BGG-centric podcast group, like us guys. We love BGG. We rely on it for a lot of our thought processes and conversations.
Yeah.
Would you agree with BGG having this at 54 ranked for family game right now? We're talking, this game came out last year, and it's already top 100 family game. It's number 54. Does it belong there?
I think it might be a little early for that. I wonder what else they're kind of putting in that family game ranking. I mean, I think it's got a lot of replayability with families, which I think would be cool. Again, I stress that it's going to be most enjoyable, I think, with the same group and playing through it and experiencing it all together. So I can understand why it's in the family game, but 54 seems a little high. And maybe I'd have a different opinion if I got through more of the missions, but.
And I don't know if we said, so this is a cooperative. I played it just once, but it's a cooperative deduction game. And so
Let's go fish.
Yeah, you've got a list of, or a splay of numbers in front of you. When you first get them, these little wires, you have to put them all in numerical order from left to right. And you are trying to guess particular tiles on your...
Well, if you have a number, you want to find someone else that has that same number so that you can snip that wire.
Right, exactly.
So there's that go fish thing.
Yeah,
like if I've got a 4, I'm going to try to figure out which one of you suckers has a 4, and then I got to try to point out specifically the tile of yours is like, is that a 4?
And you get a little information, so it's not completely blind, so you've got some information about where some things are, but yep.
So that's why I say go fish. This one's on my want to buy list. It is currently on my like wish list, like for online purchasing. You know, I haven't pulled the trigger yet. Hearing from Aaron, I'm okay with that. I'll wait it out a little bit. I'll wait it out.
It's good though. I enjoyed I played the same one with Rob.
Yep.
And it was good. I want to play it. I think it's one that I liked and I would love to play it again, but I don't know if I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, and it's good at higher player counts. I think we played at 6 or 7, and it was good. I don't know that it would be good at like 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's definitely better. 4 or better.
Yeah, I'd say 4 or more.
All right, that was Bomb Busters.
We were playing with 5.
5.
Yeah, we were playing with 5, and I think that was a good spot. Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. I think it's probably going to be fine. So, so those Bomb Busters. I'm trying to think what else we played. We played Stone Spine Architects.
Okay.
Oh, we just gave the beans on Stone Spine not too long
Couple weeks ago, yeah.
Actually, we gave the beans to Stone Spire. It might be a completely different game.
Yeah,
we just kept saying it wrong.
Yeah, Carlos says Stone Spire. The rest of us played Stone Spine.
Give it the beans.
Yeah.
It was good. One play, but I could kind of tell as we were kind of putting it together, going through the rules, that the mechanisms were going to mesh. There was a point where I was like, maybe there's one too many things going on here, but kind of allows you to focus on a lot of different things. I did not focus on my path, my pathways in the dungeon, and that cost me quite a bit at the end. But had a really great time with it. A cool drafting game, building out the dungeon, trying to collect certain certain resources, kind of set collection sort of things, but then there's kind of individual goals that you could potentially draft too. It was good. It was really good. I don't know that I necessarily need to own it, but one I could certainly see myself playing more, and one that I think maybe the best thing about it is it doesn't overstay its welcome. Like it's not going to take super long to play, but still feels pretty meaty, right? Like you've got some real decisions to think about. So
yeah, it's on board,
I
board
liked
game
it quite
arena.
a bit, but I have not played on Board Game Arena.
Don't sleep on that implementation. It is a great implementation of the game.
On BGA.
I think Wayne, Rob, myself, and friend of the show, Chris from Texas, I think we probably have almost a dozen, between a half dozen and a dozen plays already of this implementation on BGA.
It's good.
That's good. Yeah. So, and then we played a couple, I think, smaller card games. We played, All Play was at Origins, and they were kind of the big sponsor, so they had quite the presence. And so they had, I don't know if they've recently released, but they had a bunch of their kind of smaller box games. And one of them was called Ruins.
I didn't get to play that. I wanted to play it.
I'm gonna. It's the first one I played in one play, so I'm not ready to kind of write it off completely. But
oh wow,
I don't know that I need to. I don't know that I need to play it again. it just felt a little clunky. I didn't feel like the decisions that I were making were. It felt a lot more luck based than maybe I initially thought. Cool system with kind of the card crafting mechanism. That,
right,
that
John D. Clare
likes,
doing the
but,
clear cards, combine them up to make them different.
Yep.
What are you doing in Ruins?
And
tell the folks at home what are you as a player? What are you doing?
It's effectively a card shedding game. You want to be the first person out of cards, and when someone leads down a single card, a pair of cards, as many of a set of cards as they want in a certain number. So, and then any person after them needs to match or beat that. So I could put down, 1-7. The next person could put down 1-8. The next person could put down, 2 10s. And then anytime a number is like duplicated, so like then the next person comes back to them and they put down 2 10s. Well, that skips the following person. And all of this is happening when you've got these campfire tokens that effectively let you buy these clear, card overlays to put into a card that you're actively playing. And a lot of those are adding numbers to, the cards that you play. So that's how you can get, a 7 turns into a 14 or whatever.
Or an 8, give it a +2, now it's a 10.
Yeah. And then there's other symbols on those cards that you can buy too that might allow you to draw another card, or one of them that's pretty powerful is a plus a card symbol. So if I put that in a 4 and played that 4 now, instead of it being a single 4, it's now a pair of 4s.
The one card itself counts as a pair. So it's ladder climbing in that
2.
you have to go a little higher than the last person played in order to shed the cards from your hand. But as you play, you're modifying the cards and making them different. Okay, but it sounds awesome. Like everything sounds great.
It was one of the top checked out games at Dice Tower.
What happened, Aaron?
I don't know. Maybe it was our play. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. But I the last 2 rounds, I was just like, man, and it for as simple as it sounds and quick as it sounds like it might play, man, we played that one for a lot longer than I was expecting to. So, again, I'd give it another shot. I would, but I don't know that I need to. So yeah.
Well, thank you for that. It's brave of you to step up and say that, especially on national television.
And I don't,
something like that.
I don't say that often about games either. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't. That would just maybe it's a good game. Maybe it just didn't gel with me. But yeah, I was not a fan. So that's really. I think we might have played one other game at Origins, but yeah, anything else I've played that's kind of come since with family or otherwise. A pretty decent haul. I bought in on Freedom 5.
I want to try that one too.
Sentinels of the Multiverse game. Haven't got it to the table yet. Picked up Vagrant Song and then hit up the All Play booth pretty hard. I think the one early favorite from that set is Alibis from All Play.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you are familiar with that, but I kind of consider it a bit of a cross between like a So Clover and a Codenames. And it's already been played. I think I played it 4 times with the family. I left it down there at my parents over a couple weeks, and they played a couple times.
I think this one isn't getting as much hype
holiday.
because of Ruins. Like Ruins to me, I think has been getting all of the air in the room.
Sure.
I've only seen like one conversation about Alibis at least on the YouTubes that showed up in my feed.
I tell you.
So you're right. Maybe
really
Ruins
good.
is taking all the air out of the room for this one. Tell us about Alibis.
They're very different in what they're doing. And I think Alibis may just be a slow burn because it's effectively really is a combination between kind of So Clover and in code names. It's cooperative, but basically you're put out. You lay out these suspects. The theme is pretty loose, but cards numbered 1 through, let's say, in a 5-player game, it'd be 1 through 11. There's always one more suspect than the number of players. So, and then you're putting kind of the code name words down on top of those suspects, and then you are given 2 numbers. So I might be given number 2 and number 9, and I've got to link up those 2 words. And everyone else around the table has 2 words that they're doing. And so we're writing a word down to kind of link it up. And then after we've done that, we then reveal our word to the rest of the table, and we have a little dry erase board with all the numbers on it, and we're trying to pair up everybody's. They give you a little symbol on your board to kind of be able to write in and pair. Like, I think a person to my left is got the word 3 and 4, so I'm going to put their symbol in those 2 words based on the word they gave for that clue. So we do that, and then we, once we've all done that, we reveal. And as long as one person gets your word right, like one person guesses the correct match of your word, you get to reduce one of the, I don't know, there's suspect tokens or they're little like handcuffs, but you have these tokens you're trying to get rid of throughout the game. And so you do that around. And then the goal is ultimately to have not guessed or not assigned the true suspect to any of the matching words. So maybe in this case, like number 7 was actually nobody's word. Nobody had the word on number 7. If you do that, for each person who does that in a round, you get to remove 3 of those tokens. So there's a lot riding on not putting that
almost like the assassin from
player.
Code Names, except it's not an insta lose. It just depletes the heat tokens.
Yeah.
In the chat, Jason Dunham in the chat says Alibis is fantastic. He says they played it 6 times already. He says Ruins was part of a Kickstarter campaign, whereas Alibis was just a general release, and I think that it's going to get buzz.
Okay, good.
I think so. I do. I really do. I think it's going to be a big hit in kind of the party game scene. So, and certainly, I've always said Codenames Duet is the best version of Codenames. I think Alibis is
the best version of Codenames.
Well, and I'm not sure I'm quite ready, but it might be better than So Clover. I think there's a lot of stress of like trying to figure out 4. You got to come up with 4 words all at the same time in So Clover to kind of match it, and there's a lot of pressure there, and a lot of competing words.
I don't love the downtime in So Clover.
2 words.
Yeah. So is there downtime like in So Clover or no?
There's a little bit if you finish your word first. But
okay.
For the most part, there's less. There's definitely less, in my opinion. Good. In Alibis. Now, it's quiet at times because you're thinking of your word, and then there's a moment once we reveal, all of us have revealed our words, we're kind of actively writing things. But there are some cool moments while you're doing that, and then after you're doing that, we're like, oh my gosh, now I see why you wrote that word for those 2. That was a great clue. Or like, oh man, I didn't really think of the word on number 3, and now I can see why my clue wasn't so great. So there's some of those moments after the reveal, and then it's always cool because you kind of how to score points, so you kind of go into that last round knowing exactly what you need to try and they basically give you like a score, like a performance rating based on how many tokens are left at the end of the game.
Sure.
And we did it one time where we were able to get rid of all the tokens. So it's tricky, it's challenging, but it's really cool going in that final round too, where you kind of have a sense of how good do we need to do to pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes that last round even more exciting.
Nice.
Yeah, so a good few weeks of gaming. Some other games coming in. I just got the second, or the first expansion for Earthborn Rangers. Probably won't get that to the table anytime soon. It's going to be a big commitment. And then, of course, I wasn't sure I was going to, but I went ahead and pulled the trigger on Vantage today as well. So,
Nice.
So that's what's coming. But yeah, haven't called in, so thought I'd check in with you guys. But
Yeah, we appreciate it, of course.
Man, alibis. I told you, I only had heard it from one person before, but hearing it from you, just right off the bat, like bad decisions happening now.
Time to buy.
Too late.
Already bought.
Yeah,
While you were talking.
I don't know about the new ones. I think the Dice Tower just played, but All Play is doing a bunch of like little trick taking games. So
yeah,
they have a lot of great small box games. Like they just,
yeah,
$20 for a small box.
The All Play booth,
No,
like even Dan and I were talking, their booth is perfect. Like they have these custom shelves.
It's so good.
They've got the 3 box sizes.
So good.
They've got the small square, like the small square box. They have the small rectangle, and then they have the mid-sized game. And they're just all right in a row in the book. It's all like spring loaded. So you pull the game out, it pops right out in your hand. They really have got the marketing down, and the box sizes being standardized amongst they basically have 3 box sizes. I love it.
Yeah, they had a big presence at Dice Tower.
Yeah, they've got these. Again, I don't think they're going to blow anyone away, but these real kind of like these micro card games now that are even in a smaller box. Rainbow, it's either Rainbow or Rainbows. It's a little trick taking game. It was $9. I got to pick it up for $9, and we played that a few times. And again, it's just going to be something to like pass the time between 2 groups, kind of finishing up, or if you're trick taking. But yeah, All Play's doing some cool things. I agree.
Have you tried Sail? Have you played Sail before?
Say that again?
Sail, SAIL. Have you played that one?
Cooperative trick taking game where you're trying to move a ship from one side to the other.
I have not. No, I watched the video on that. Was a little hesitant.
Okay.
I know the Legacy version or whatever.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, they just came out with Legacy now. This Rainbow,
I might take a closer look. Well, it might work. Yeah, Rainbow, there's not a lot to it, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of like
it's kind of like that Oink size box, like just a small box, very small box.
They got a whole string of them. We picked up one. We picked up Panda, actually last year at Dice Tower East, and that one is one that always goes to like meals with the family.
You can't help but spend money at the All Play booth. Like it's just like Wayne said, the booth is done so well, and especially when they do the expansions that fit right in the box, and there's always that setup with the deluxe items. So it's like you're there, you might as well pick up the deluxe coins for, what's the circus one? Circus.
Big Top?
Big Top.
Yeah, Big Top, yep.
It's or the wooden tokens for the Christmas game, the Ghost of Christmas. They All Play does a great job. Good call out, Aaron.
Yeah, no, it's good. So, all right, well, I'll let you guys go for the last 20 minutes. Maybe we'll get one more caller in.
We go late tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
Thank you for being in theme, because the guys are talking about their con experience, and you just helped make that episode stronger.
Nailed it.
By adding your Origins con experience.
Yeah. I didn't want to talk poorly about it being in Columbus, but it just wasn't what I remember Origins to be. So hopefully I can get out to a Dice Tower con, or maybe one that's more playing games focused. So
that'd be awesome. And a couple of us have talked about getting out to Origins, so that's going to be on the list one of these years coming up. So we'll let you know.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Sweet. Thanks for calling.
Good night, Aaron.
So, speaking of All Play, we'll go back to that one. Pull up Panda, because I think you would like that one, Carlos. It's
Panda.
Yeah. It's small box. It's like, I don't know, 30, 40 cards. And you start with a hand of cards, and the idea that all the cards are labeled like A, B, C, D, E. And you have to basically either shed down your hand or collect cards to create a run, right? So, like, there's like a set of listed hands that you can win with. So like you can win with A, B, B, C. Yeah, there you go. If you have that any one of those things, you win, right? But so you either have to shut down to 2 cards or match up the numbers and letters. And so you play a card and draw a card. So you can draw off of people's discard pile or draw off the deck and then discard a card down. So you're kind of constantly doing this push pull of, and then you kind of know, okay, someone's getting down to 4 cards. They're working on a thing. The A's make you pass a card to the right. So you can kind of screw somebody up a little bit to make them pass a card. It's fun. It's one that we play as a family all the time, like at dinner. That we picked up from them. So,
I'm sure your wife loved the theme.
the Panda theme. Anything Panda theme we buy.
Gotta
right?
do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I got to do it. So
James
That's cool.
Odak in the chat, he says he played Rainbow. It's fun. It's Uno, but different.
Okay.
Jason Dunham in the chat. Their new small box line is pretty solid. Prey is good also. Looking forward to picking up Vivo.
Don't know that one yet.
yeah, they have a ton of games that came out. It was kind of good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chad's in the chat asking for y'all to comment in the comments. So all of you viewers, comment in the comments. Which of us nerds, who all ordered Vantage?
Who's on board for Vantage?
I know that at least there's 3 or 4 copies.
The
of it
Discord.
purchased on our Discord today. Yeah. So
It's like there's groups of folks ordering, and man, the champion prices on those deluxe items and everything, like it's dirt cheap.
everything all in is like $80. If you want
That's
just the game,
insane.
it's 60. If you're a champion, it's a pretty good price. It almost made me pull the trigger, and I kind of really want to pull the trigger just to support Stonemaier Games, but it just I don't know if it's gonna get to the table enough to worth buying it. So
It's a
held
try
off.
for me. I got to try it
Yeah, I
first. I
gotta
want to
try
see
it
it.
first.
Yeah.
I think the good thing is with Nick Oben and a couple of people having it.
Yep.
That's definitely a game that they can bring to a game day, and we can play Vantage 3 or 4 players. So
I know that I made some bad choices while Aaron was on the phone purchasing Alibi.
There you go.
Right there. But it was this comment here that did it for me. Jason Dunham, although Aaron was the catalyst of the conversation, Jason, you were the one that triggered the pool
Great at 2.
for buying it. Alibi plays great at 2. Thank you for that. And then you talked about how Jason Dunham says Alibis is so quick because at higher player counts, each player is just coming up with one word. And he says Alibi definitely causes the same discussions as So Clover, which is more round lemons or candy. Our calculator and football opposites, that kind of conversations. Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
So between Jason's comments and Aaron's comments, Alibi, and I love Duet, Codenames Duet, like the cooperative version. I bought all the upgraded bits for it and everything. So this sounds like it's going to be right up my alley, and the artwork so much better than Codenames Duet.
I may have to borrow Duet at some point. I've never played it. So.
Take it with you and play with the kids.
Yeah,
it's
okay.
great.
Cool.
I got all the upgraded the bits from BGG Board Game Geek Shop.
Yep. Cool.
Sweet. All right, so that was your last game you talked about was Postiano, which got a lot of conversation in the chat.
Yeah.
Positano. Yep.
Yeah,
Positano.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I
weird
remember
one.
that. It's a weird one. We had Mike Rice from from Board Game Rundown said it was really good, and Jason Dunham also saying it was really good. It was fun. It was a very fun game. It was definitely it made us as we were playing like, oh, that's kind of like you have to really map out or time out whether you want the position more than the number of cubes you get versus the building, and how you, because really if you win the location first pick, you're going to get last pick like on the other things. So there's like this kind of like push and pull bidding there. It's pretty good. So
Nice.
yeah, after that I know we played a bunch of games that day, but it was interesting. We introduced my brain.
Mitchell? No.
Mitchell, thank you. We introduced Mitchell to the 3
To you.
cell-
You
yeah,
introduced Mitchell to you.
Yes, yes.
exactly. Yes,
First
I got
time?
to meet Mitchell for the first time in person, which we talked about being interesting. It seems like we've been friends and we did podcasts for several years now and finally met in person. But played Harvest, Botswana, and Wine Cellar, Bam Bam Bam, and all 3 games in about 30 minutes with him. And he kind of was like, well, okay, these are way thinkier and meatier than you would think. Like the Botswana with the animals and the cards play, and then Harvest, certainly how kind of brutal and it can be, and then Wine Cellar, kind of that push pull of what you're bidding is what you're gonna bidding with is what you're gonna bid the next round, and that diagonal scoring. So I think he enjoyed all 3 of those games. And then at that point, I left to go pick up my family for in the afternoon gaming, and left Rob to game with Mitchell a little bit. I know you played Through the Desert.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was the next one here. I think we covered everything up to that point. But yeah, me and Mitchell went over and we were just.
So what day are we on? Catch me back up. Is it still
Wednesday,
Wednesday?
Middle of Wednesday. Middle of Wednesday.
Middle of
Still
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Middle of the day. Yeah.
And I
So,
played 47 unique games at Dice Tower East. Man.
oof, I didn't play that many. You got me beat. But
Yeah.
so yeah, we went over and played the new. I think it's second edition of
Yeah.
Through the Desert, the redo
newest,
of it.
yep.
So I had never played the original Through the Desert. I know it was a popular game. Who's the designer on Through the Desert? I can't see it over there. Knizia, it was Reiner. Okay, cool. So yeah, popular game. This one's definitely a classic. This one, this is one of those ones that it's like, oh, you haven't played Through the Desert? Let's go play it.
I'm
So-
not even familiar with it.
Oh yeah, Mitchell had never played it either. Although again, it's one. It's well, what is it ranked on the BGG? It's got to be up there.
Abstract is number 21. Overall is number 556. So it says abstract.
Yeah,
That scares me.
it is. So what it is the short of it. Obviously, there's some other mechanisms, but you're laying out camels. So you've got, I think it's 5 different colored camels, and so at the beginning of the game, you seed the board, a bunch of these hexes on the board, taking turns back and forth, placing camels around the different areas. And what you're going for, the main in-game scoring, is you're trying to block off large groups of the hexes. And so at the end, there's some points that you get for doing various things, like connecting to the little trees, which are the oases. The first person to connect or touch one of those trees gets a 5-point token. There's a couple other little things that you can do to get points here and there. There's little cities. The first one to place on one of the little city tokens gets to take that token. But at the end of the game, any place that you have completely surrounded, and you can use the borders of the board, like here in this picture, the purple around there, to cordon off a section. But at the end of the game, you're going to count your strings of camels, the hexes that you have cordoned off. And so you're just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So like a big
12.
chunk of area that you blocked out.
Right, exactly. And so you're doing that. You can do it, like I say, by using the borders of the board. You can cut each other off because you can get in each other's way and cause people to go around because you can't put 2 camels in one area. And again, you've got these 5 different colors of they're like the little, I don't know if they call them jockeys, the whoever the riders of the camels are have different colors. And so at the beginning, I may be playing the green, but in green I've got 5 different colored riders, and so my strings, I have to keep placing camels of that color along that string. And so I may have purple over here on this part of the board and green over there and then blue over there, and again, you're kind of fighting for this area control. So
your rider dictates your player color, not the camel?
The camel color actually that you're placing. So I may have said that poorly, but the rider dictates the camel colors that you're placing in that string.
Okay.
And then your riders are all the same color, so that you're placing that you're dictating that string that you're placing. So yeah, kind of weird explanation there. But again, you're cordoning those off. We never played it. We sat down. It was in the hot games or in the demo area actually, and we knocked this out in less than 30 minutes. And it was quick. It was easy to teach, easy to learn. I think the rule book was like 4 pages or something. So we were like,
it's one of his classics. It's good that it's getting a reprint and coming back out.
Have you played it before, Wayne?
A long time ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it was neat. It was enjoyable. It was fun. I would definitely play it again. The reprint of it here is I guess it's officially a second edition. They've changed some of the art and stuff on the board, but the camels are. I was a little surprised. They are very toy quality, like dollar store quality camels. They're just very light plastic. You can flick them and listen to them tink. They got the little plastic, oases, palm trees there, so that just for a little bit of flavor.
I think that keeps the cost down a little bit. It is in that all play like mid-sized box, so it's not a big box.
Okay. I don't remember seeing the box, but the little oases, the bases on them were warped on almost every one of them, so they didn't sit flat on the board. They were kind of like, again, it was really like dollar store quality,
like
stuff,
a toy soldier, like it came out of a bucket of toy soldiers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was
that could
a
be
little
a demo copy too, but
that could be. Yeah. So I was a little disappointed by the quality of the components, but the game is fun. I mean, it's a classic little back and forth. I'm going to place here, you're going to place there. You just one camel at a time, back and forth. 4 players. You're just going around the table placing. The board expands, so there's grayed out areas that you don't play if you're playing 2-player or 3-player. So, but yeah, it was fun. We had a great time, and again, we learned it in 5 minutes and played a whole game in 15-20 minutes. So.
Makes me feel like Ankh got an idea from this.
Absolutely. I was going
Like
to say that was
the camels running across, cutting the board and splicing
as
it.
we were playing, that was immediately what I thought. I was like, oh, this is Ankh. This is that part of Ankh in a whole game.
Yes,
So,
the whole game of just splitting the desert off with camels.
Yep, exactly. So immediately, that's
I'm
what that is.
interested in this one. I like Dr.
Actually,
K.
it looks like Aaron Clark picked up a copy of Through the Desert too from All Play. So
Oh
okay.
wow!
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, is this all
them all.
play?
it's All Play. It's in that
This one.
All Play mid-sized box.
So they did the reprint
Sweet.
or second edition, as y'all called it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever they're calling it. I don't
Very
know.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this picture, those camels weren't the new edition camels. Those were older ones.
No, I kind of rolled into some of the older photos as I kept going deeper
Oh,
into
okay.
the photo catalog there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that one. Through the Desert.
Sure.
That's going on my one to playlist.
A couple others I got played on Wednesday. I'll try to knock them out fairly quick here. But the next one,
But don't forget to stop on the good ones. We want
okay.
to talk a
Well,
little bit about the good ones,
yeah.
even if we have to continue this on.
Oh, we're gonna have to. Yeah, we're not even like I say. I'm
We're not even
midday
doing Wednesday, man.
I'm midday Wednesday. So
Yeah.
so after Wayne and Mitchell took off for going different directions, different things. I got to play a game with Tom Vassell. So I was just kind of wandering around one of the, I think it was the party games room. Maybe I was just kind of browsing.
No,
around,
you were
walking
in the library and you played with him. You played.
Was it in the library?
Yeah,
Okay.
right in the library. You played.
They had a
Vabank.
couple tables in there.
Right.
Vabank. Yeah, I'd never heard of this game. So Tom just walks in.
Spell that for me, please.
VABANQUE. Vabank.
Yep.
And
He's talked about that Tom's talked about it a bunch.
See, I never heard him talk about it, but
Yeah.
he says that this is one of his favorite underappreciated games. He says he brings it out at every con and just introduces it to people.
It's a 2001 title.
Yeah, it's a 6.5 rating.
Bruno Feduti.
This was fun. I would definitely give this higher than a 6.5 in my personal rating. But he just walks in basically. So he starts pointing to people. He's like, "You sit down. Do you want to play a game? Yes. Sit down at the table. I'm going to go get 4 more people." We ended up playing. I think it was a 7 or 8 player game of this. I'd have to pull up my stat here, but I see it was a good handful of people, and I didn't even get the names of a couple of them. But this game, Vabank, is it's set kind of like a casino thing. So you put out a bunch of discs. Have you ever played this, Wayne?
No, I haven't. I wish.
Okay.
I wish I was in the room. I was like, oh man, because I came in and watched you guys play for a minute. I'm like,
Oh, did you? I don't remember that, but yeah. So you put these discs out. Ours were round discs. I mean, I think there's been several reprints. So the one we're seeing here on the screen is squares, but you lay them out depending on the number of players, and I think you put double the amount of those out as there are players, and then each player starts on the spot in front of them, and so it's going to be staggered. So everybody puts their piece out, it's every other piece is going to have someone's piece of wooden meeple on it. Let's just call them meeples. They're different designs and things. But anyway, you are going to then have 3 cards in your hand. One is a bluff card. It doesn't do anything. You have one card that is what they call a steal card, and then you have one card that's a ×2 card. And then everybody has poker chips. You have 4 $5 chips, or actually they are in thousands, I think, or hundreds of thousands, actually. Yeah, it's hundreds of thousands. So you have 4 5s, you have 3 10s, 2 20s, and 1 50. So as they get bigger, they're less. But in the first round, starting with the first player, you go around and around and around, and everybody places one of their $5 chips on one of the locations. So you can put it where you're at, you can put it ahead of you, you can put it across the board, you can put it anywhere on this board that you just put together. And then after everybody's placed in the first round, all their $5 chips, after you've placed all 4 of them of yours, and there's stacks of them, randomly around the board, you go around then and starting again with the first player, you play one of your cards face down to one of the locations. And so you've got a bluff card that you can put there to kind of make people think you're going to go to that spot. You've got your ×2, which once it scores, it's double the money. And then you've got a steal. And so if you steal and somebody ends up on that space, it only activates at the end of the round if somebody's on it. Then you steal all the money that was there. So somewhere that you may not be able to get to, but you can steal from there, and you're hoping somebody goes there. But then basically after that's all done, starting with the first player, you go around the board after everybody's placed all their 3 cards, cards one at a time. You go one time around, and everybody can choose to either stay on the spot where they're at, or you can move up to 3 spaces ahead of where you're at. So you can, it was either 3 or 4, it might be 4, but you move a certain number of spaces. You can move 1 space, 2 spaces, 3. You can, if there's no cards at a location, you can play it safe and just go, and if there's a couple chips there, you can collect that amount of money. But the chips stack up round to round here. I'm going to get to the point here. I'm going to accelerate a little bit. But round 2, you're placing your 3 $10 chips. Round 2 of 3, you're placing your 2 20s.
So the bids are increasing each round?
The stacks keep building up. The money doesn't ever go anywhere. It stays on the locations, and it keeps stacking up. And so it was fun. It was a great time. Again, this is a game that definitely is going to depend a little bit on the crowd. You want people kind of jeering each other. Oh, what did you put up? Oh, no, you're doing a steal there. I'm not going to that location or whatever. So you get these places with money just stacked up on them, these chips stacked. But then if one person plays a card there, everybody's like, oh, crap. Is he trying to go there and collect that? Or is he playing a steal there in hopes that somebody else goes? But the locations only activate if somebody ends on that space. So a lot of the spaces won't even activate in most of the game. And so it's really this cat and mouse of where do I go? Do I go take the safe money, or I play my double over here and then I bluff over there, and so I'm going to go over there and get that money. So it was fun. It was
sounds like a party game.
Yeah, I had never exactly. I think it's good in groups. It's good in a party. Yeah. It was quick. It was a lot of laughing and pointing and oh, you did the thing, you did the steal, and somebody actually took the bait on it and went and tried to grab that tile.
You said the money never comes off,
right? So it just keeps stacking up. So it's
if you win that,
money.
you grab from the bank. Basically.
Yeah, there's a bank of paper money.
Okay, so the poker chips indicate the value of the location,
right? Yep,
and it stays that way. But you're gonna 2 times that if you 2 times it by yourself.
Yep. So
now if you go there 2 times, but Wayne throws a steal card, I get no money,
and he gets 2 times whatever was there. So
that would make me angry.
If multiple people steal, they split the money. So it's it was
Bonk. Never heard of it.
Bonk. It was a fun game. Yeah. I'm really glad I played it.
Cool.
Yep. Couple more. Let me just knock out here if I can finish my Wednesday. Where was I here? It was Bonk. I played a Toy Battle several times on Wednesday.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, we kind of hit that.
Without, yeah.
I played Rock Hard. Who played that? That was me and Mitch.
Me and me.
Oh yeah, you were in that. And William.
Yep, and William. Yep. And my kid played.
So. Oh yeah, he played kind of with you. You played as kind of a team back and forth. Yeah,
so. Okay, so this one we can pause on. We can go a little farther on this one.
A little, yeah.
Because I don't know anyone that's actually played it.
Yes.
It was fun.
I'll give my short, and then Wayne can maybe give a little longer, and then I'll go a little longer tack on. But my short answer is it was a fun worker placement game, but it didn't do enough unique things or interesting things that really hooked me in. It was good, but there's so many other worker placement games out there that do something cool, and this one was pretty run-of-the-mill. I mean, there was a few little things, but it was pretty standard. So, I don't know. Go a little deeper, Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much deeper I can go there. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I think what made the game more fun was the theme. I thought the theme really worked, and the whole idea, like, you have the 3 parts of the day. At the beginning of the day, you have to work, or you have to make money, and then try to build the band up, or do the record labels. Then you're performing in the second section, and then the third section is kind of like what you do late night after the gigs and some of that. So I thought the theme came through really good. You can combo some things. I think it broke down a little bit. Like there was a spot on the third, like after hours, where you only ever go to the spot once you get the tape or whatever, you never go back there. And then like the turn order for the next round broke down a little bit, because if you go to this spot, then you can go to bed early to guarantee to go first, but then you miss out on any benefits, right? And the benefits area can be really good if you miss out on it, but then if you really need to go first, because in the first part of the day you need to get to a spot first, because you block. There's blocking, right? Some spots are blocked. So I thought it was good. I thought it was a very solid game, solid worker placement game, but it didn't hit it out of the park. It was. I think if you didn't have the really good working of the theme and how that fits through the game, it probably would be just very generic, right?
Right.
I think started off, there were 4 of us. It was Mitchell, Will, me, and Rob, and then my kid was there, and he wanted to give it a go, and I was very impressed. I mean, 11-year-old, he sat down, he got it, he was playing pretty well, and I kind of would just give him a couple pointers here and there, and then when Mitchell had to leave, I took over for playing Mitchell's spot and let him just play on his own, and he did pretty well. So I was pretty impressed with that. He kind of could figure it out, and he enjoyed it. Right? But again, it's like one of the first more meatier Euros he's probably played with a really theme. So it was very enjoyable. I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah, and as we're seeing those who are able to see on the video podcast here on the YouTubes and the production.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
The
this production looks awesome.
That's the one thing that if I was ever going to buy it, that's the thing that kind of puts it over the
These
top. These
amps and their dials, I wasn't sure if that was a real. And they do go to 11.
They do go to 11. Yeah.
Now it's even
money,
has right. I was going to say the paper money.
It's all
looks
unique.
like it's right out
really
of that
good,
time period.
Yeah, it's unique and stuff's written on there. There's little messages on there.
I bet there's even like cocaine residue on them.
There's candy in the game. It's candy. So you got candy.
Oh, you're going for candy.
Yeah, a little wrapped up candy. It allows you to do extra actions, but you can get addicted to candy. And then you have to go to
time out. Are we joking here, or is it really?
It's
they
candy.
Don't use
little
drugs.
wrapped up candies. Yeah, a little wrapped up
Part
candies.
of it is, I think the designer, she didn't want it. Like she knew, like I grew up in '70s.
The Family Game.
She was in a rock band, and she didn't want to glorify the things that were done back then, so they changed it to candy.
Yeah, but you
But
can get addicted
But it
to
works.
candy.
It works.
Sugar-free candy.
You have to go to recovery.
What was interesting is when you take candy, you flip it over, and either you get like an extra action, or you get extra times 2 actions, or you get sugar-free where you don't get any extra action. And I swear to God, we reshuffled that deck every round. That number 2, the 2 times action came up every time, like the entire game. Like I'm like, how is that possible? There's only one of them in that deck, and it kept coming out. But no, it was really fun. I would like to play it again. I definitely one that if people were playing, hey, we're playing Rock Hard. All right, sign me up. I'll play. But I don't think it's going to be something that I'd look to buy.
There's all the little guitar picks. They're actual guitar picks. That's your turn order. So it's very,
really well produced. Deviator. I love Deviator.
And this is my issue with the Veer games is they are too short.
Yeah.
Every time you feel like you've gotten to the point of your engine working,
White Castle,
it's done. Yeah, I felt the same way at the end of Rock Hard. As like that last round is when you've really built up your band and you're going to the big venues and you're doing all this cool stuff, and then that's the game. You're like, one more round, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's a running theme with me in Devere games. Is I feel like it takes it's a 4-round game, and the first 2 rounds you're not really doing anything. By the 3rd round you're doing more. 4th round you're doing a ton, and then the game's over. Like, I kind of wish there was more like either a faster ramp up or another round. So that's White Castle, Rock Hard. I think there's another one in there that I can't think of right now that all had that same feeling where it's like it's really well done game.
Red Cathedral.
Yeah.
It's too early. So
Rock Hard was okay for me. I agree with you on White Castle, but Rock Hard felt about the right length for me. So yeah.
All right, Rock Hard.
Yeah.
Mid.
Yeah. It was solid. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. I mean, it's 7.5. I would rate it like a 7.
Yeah.
So we're Wednesday evening, right?
Yep. I only got 2 more. So
Wayne's already in bed, right?
No,
probably.
I got a couple more.
He's out at the pool or whatever. Oh, okay.
I went to the pool, and then my wife and kid came down and played a couple.
Okay, you took the break, the dinner break.
That's right. Yep. So the last 2 I had on my list, and I'm not, a message from the stars. I believe this one also might be all play. I don't know if it's out yet. It was in the demo area. Yeah.
Because what's his name? Vermont or Maine that used to be down here.
Jason Levine.
No. Robbie, friend. My brain. It's too rough week.
Somebody in our group.
Yeah, the guy who plays Santa.
Pat.
Pat. Thank you. My God, my brain. Yeah, Pat had it, and we played it at a game day with him. At TGG.
I'm not going to get too far into this one, Wayne. If you want to expound, certainly do. This is a cooperative deduction game, and it is heavy deduction. They warned us when we sat down that they were like, "This is not a light deduction game." And this one, I'm embarrassed to say, one person, just the real short on it. One person's playing an alien species, and it's cooperative. Everybody's trying to get to the same goals. But then everybody else who plays, and we had it was me and Mitchell, and then when the all play person, they rounded up like 3 more people. And so I sat down on the alien side just because when it was just me and Mitchell, we just picked a side. We didn't know what was what. I sat on the alien side as the solo player, right? And then the other 4 people were on the other side. The all play person went through about a 10-minute explanation of the game, and Mitchell looked at me and he's like, "Do you understand what's going on?" And I said, "I have no clue. I'm completely lost." And Mitch was like, "I think I got it. Switch me sides." And so he came around to the alien side. I went over and played with the group.
That's great. Mitchell knows you so well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he just saw it in my face. He saw I was completely lost. And so we switched sides, and we actually did really well. We had the all-play folks helping us, kind of coaching us along, a couple of the teachers. And we finished, I think it's a 10-point scale. We finished 9 of the 10 points or 11 of the 12 or whatever it was we got. But it's a code game. It's hard to explain.
And passing. Yeah, there's a couple of different types of, and as you're giving codes, if you're successful in getting the code, you can then eliminate letters.
Yep.
And you're trying to then eliminate letters to fill out what the message from the stars is. And I think I played with Janella, Pat, myself, and Pat's wife. And Pat was the clue giver, and he was kind of hand holding us a bit too. I was like, oh, and afterwards I was like, that was fun. I don't need to play that again.
It's heavy deduction, and I don't generally like deduction to start with, and so I had very little input on this. I kind of just was along for the ride, and the other 4 guys that were on my side, or 3, I think it was 3 others, were really driving the game. And then the all-play folks, again, they were like, "Okay, so what do you do with that piece of information? What do you know? What can you deduce?
Yeah.
What
They're
letters can
kind
you
of
eliminate?"
walking you guys through it, handholding you through the thing.
Yeah. And so it's the basic idea is that it's 2 different languages. You got an alien species who's trying to communicate with you, and you're trying to communicate with them, and you're writing down messages and passing them, and then each message is scored, or you write down a word. I say a message, it's just a word. You can come up with any word. It doesn't matter. You can make a word up. You put it on it has to be in the dictionary or whatever. It has to be a real word. But you put down any word you want, and then you pass it back and forth. So one round is passing to the alien or passing back to you, and then they score the word based on a scoring chart that certain things, like one of the numbers multiplies by 2, or one of the letters. One of the letters will add 1. One of the letters will make a positive, a negative. And so then you hand it over, like our side, we handed it to the alien, we handed it to Mitchell. He looked at his little grid, and then he gave it a score, and it might be like a -10.
Oh, geez, so you got to figure out.
Yeah, what do we know from -10? What would if it's the 2-time multiplier?
If we got this letter right and that letter wrong, then that would be this number.
Right spot in the wrong spot.
So then you start eliminating.
What's that, Code Masters or something back when we were kids?
Mastermind or
Mastermind,
whatever. Yeah,
with the plastic bits.
Colors and trying to eliminate,
Except for this time, the alien talking to Rob was the all-play guy trying to teach him.
Exactly.
And Rob was not getting the message.
I didn't understand almost from the beginning of his explanation. I didn't understand.
You pulled a me, it just turned into peanuts. It was like,
and everybody else was nodding their head. "Oh, yeah, we got it. Oh, yeah, okay, I understand." I was like,
He got that dead stare. Mitch is like, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?"
He bailed me out. So
it's an interesting game, but it's not for me.
No, not for me either.
It was interesting. You guys were like, "Oh, we're not gonna go deep into this one." We went into it.
Yeah, we went into it.
But this is good for people to know, because had someone done this for me with fiction from all play, I would have never bought it.
Nope. Big nope. And then my last one was SETI, just to round off my day, and then Wayne can get his in SETI.
Well, before I jumped in SETI with you. Before that, I played a couple of kids' table board games.
Yep.
Haunt the House, which was an interesting one. That probably would skip that one. It was too simple for most people, but we played Maki Master. Look up MOKI Master.
Yeah,
that was a fun one. We enjoyed that. It's a good little puzzle in that. You're kind of trying to create orders of maki, like sushi.
Spell that again.
MOKI, Maki Master.
Maki. He's trying to find it.
Got nothing, brother.
Did I spell it wrong? Maybe
is it MOCH?
English is not my first language.
Nope. Hold on.
MAKI?
Well, maybe MAKI. MAKI.
Yep,
There it is.
MAKI Master. That's great radio for you folks at home. It's spelled MAKI Master.
Oh yeah, I saw y'all playing this. I walked by while y'all were doing this. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, talk to us about Maki Master.
So when we get to a photo there, I want to talk about it. But so basically, you're drafting you can draft the tiles of the different types of maki or rice or the nigiri or the very different pieces of sushi, and you're putting them on a board, trying to create the pattern to then fulfill the order, right? So you have these orders, you're trying to put it out there. But it's interesting because as you're putting out your pieces, the other players are also putting out pieces on that center board. So you have like the different types, and so you can be kind of trying to create your perfect order, and they may put something in there before you get to it, and it kind of isn't the right order. So you can score a certain amount if you get it in the right order. You score more if you get it the right. If you have them in a row but not the right order, you can get points and not the bonus. And you're kind of trying to collect the orders, and then the wasabi, based on like if you don't get quite the best order, you can go grab wasabi, and there's like little teacups that you can, if you want to place there, you'd move that teacup to another spot. So there's always some spots available for you to play with. But basically, as the board fills up, it gets harder and harder to create the orders you're looking for. So it was definitely a puzzle.
And you are all players are scoring off of this one grid,
center grid, right?
That you're working, that each of you is manipulating,
screwing each other up,
screwing each other a little bit. And there's like simple orders, which are just two pieces together, like rice and egg. It's egg nigiri. Or there's like 2, 3, 4, 5. So when you go to grab the orders, you can grab simple ones and try to crank out some simple ones, or you can grab the more expensive ones and try to really build up to them. And you can only complete like on that turn, right? So like you can complete a couple of orders, but it's hard to the trick to this game, I think, is getting the board to lay out where you can get like 3 or 4 orders at one time. And then there's like these little power cards that let you do some like move things around or return an ingredient off the board, overlay, things like that. So there are some cards, like I said, you can see these brew and stack and spicy, where it gives you powers, so you can kind of use special powers to manipulate the board. But basically, once the board fills up, that's the game. So you have, it's a pretty quick playing game. The Kids Table Board Games has this whole line of like kind of food-based games, because they have diced veggies, and they've got this one.
Mm-hmm.
They got capybaras, and they've got a couple other games. But it was fun. So we played that. We played those 2 games, and then I went over and played SETI with you guys. So this is good. I'm still a huge fan of it. I have yet to play a Kids Table Board game that I disliked. There were some that are definitely too simple for me. That was the Haunt the House was far too simple. But this one was good. This one I would think you could play with the gamers and they would enjoy it.
Well, let's see how heavy we get into this. But SETI, that was your first play, right?
Yep, it was.
What were your thoughts?
Oh, I liked it a lot. I mean, CGE, so it is good. I can see the one complaint that a lot of people have is that there's not enough aliens, right? And that if you play the game enough, that you see some repetitive nature of the aliens. But I really enjoyed it. I can't remember the final scores.
I've got them here.
Yeah, but it was fairly close if I remember. There wasn't like a complete blowout, and like I didn't like do any of the really mess with the aliens at all. I just focused on, I forget exactly what I focused on, but I focused on one aspect of
right, they're scanning, so you can scan to get data, then use that data in the computer. Right, yep. But then you're also moving your launching probes and then moving them around to gain resources and tags to be able to do stuff with.
Yeah,
like there's so much good stuff in that game. Like it feels like everything you do is a good thing.
Yeah. Jim and I tied at 153, and it came down to tiebreaker, and Jim had the tiebreaker.
Wow.
Oh no, sorry, there was no tiebreaker. Actually, I got it marked here. Yeah. It was share the win, so we shared the win. Yep.
Yeah.
And what about Wayne? Where was he at?
138.
Okay, that's not a big difference.
Yeah, not huge.
Did y'all get both aliens out?
We did.
Yep. Yeah.
And I found like when the aliens came out, I wanted to keep playing the space exploration game. And I'm like, I don't want to worry about these aliens. I still want to move my probes around and land them on planets. And
that's probably where I went wrong. Is I did similar to that. Is I think Jim and Rob kind of did a bunch of stuff with the aliens.
Yeah, but once they come out, you kind of got to interact with those.
If you want to win, but I just want to explore.
Yeah, it's all about winning.
I got to play this again.
It's really good. I like it a lot. So this is my third or fourth play, but yeah.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It definitely of the 2 big new hot space games that we played. This is probably my favorite of the 2.
Yeah.
No, we'll save the other one for another week, but
yeah, that was Wednesday.
That got us through Wednesday.
That was Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Sorry. Yep. My days are mixed up. Yep. So yeah, we got a few more days, but we'll have to leave those, I assume, for other shows. Where
it is already at over 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a little long, but
I did leave the phone line open, but nobody did call, so we'll go ahead and close out that phone line. It is Thursday night live call-in show night. We had three calls tonight. Three great calls tonight.
3 good calls. Yeah.
A lot of content, a lot of conversation out of those calls, so thank you to my callers. Folks, don't forget you can leave a voicemail if you call into the phone line. Right now it's going to be on Do Not Disturb, so it's not going to ring. But what it'll do, it'll go send you right to voicemail. You can leave a message, talk about games that you played, talk about games that you bought, or anything new that you're interested in that you want to hear our thoughts on.
Quiz us on something, leave us a question, leave us something you want opinions on.
A minute or two tops, leave that message, and we'll play it on the show.
Yeah, and you can see it. I mean, that Wednesday was a pretty intense day of gaming. I think I was at like 16 or 17 games that day, and I think, Rob, you were like 13 or 14
Yeah,
games.
it was 14 different games, 16 or 17 plays of 14 different games.
It was a heck of a day. So
yeah, it was my heaviest day. I was right there on Wednesday, knocked about a bunch of stuff. So, yep.
Don't forget to check out our Discord. You can join the Discord in the description to each of these different ways that you consume this media, either the podcast, YouTube, Rumble, or Twitch. The description's got the Discord link in there. You can email us at beansanddice@gmail.com. Make sure that you subscribe, that you like this, and that you hit the bell so that you're notified anytime we go live or drop a short. If you like what we do and want to contribute to help us make bad choices like you watched me do today with buying more games, you can do that by donating money through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App with @Beansanddice. @Beansanddice, that's BeansandDice. Or you can give us a YouTube super shout out on there and donate that way. I've been Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Wayne.
And next episode, we'll go to Thursday night. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Bye, everybody. Bye.